And welcome! I got called away and sorry about that. But hi, we are Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, we do mini campaigns, we do long-running campaigns. We are clearly very, very professional. If it's CTRPG, we pretty much do it all. I didn't just run back to my desk or anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, I have just a few announcements, and then we can kick off some dice rolling.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So, um, this Sunday, I believe, is our next game. It's where we have our usual Lancer Day, our Necromancer Party. Internet. There we go.
Hold on. There you are.
There we are. It's it waits until we start streaming, and then my internet starts acting up.
It just is like that sometimes.
It is. So, no, quick announcements. This Sunday, we have a game of Lancer, as we do each and every Sunday. The casting call for August is closed, obviously because it is August and we're already playing. But don't let that discourage you from joining us. You can join our Discord. The link is down below. It's where we hang out. We post all our casting calls, our schedules, our cat pictures, our baby pictures, and where we just generally hang out and be giant nerds. We absolutely love having new people, as we have two new people here, to me at least. I believe. Oh, sorry. My lovely moderator has let me know that Friday we have a game of Lancer Battlefleet. So if you like Lancer, if you like 40k, if you like giant robots, stick around for that. But other than that, you'll notice that the token art we have here for the lovely Rain and the lovely Tabriel, they were made through HeroForge.com, a fantastic website where you can make hyper-customized miniature models, get them sent straight to your door. We use them for token art because the customization is just incredible. But you can use the link that our mods are going to post in chat to not only get cool stuff, but support us in the heckin' process. And we love you for it. And our second sponsor, because we have more than one sponsor, because what? If you like the music that we play, as I start the music, you can find it all at epidemicsound.com. That's not the one I wanted to start. That's the one I wanted to start. It's a fantastic website where they have royalty-free music and royalty-free sounds of each and every single genre, anything you could want. I don't think that there's anything that I have come across yet that I couldn't find music for. The library is thousands, if not tens of thousands by now. But you can use the link there shared by a lovely Pio Nova to support us and get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free. And if you want to cancel it at the end, you absolutely can. It supports us either way. And once again, we heckin' love you for it. Alright. I think that is probably more than enough out of me. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna pass it over to my
Okay,
lovely
bye.
cast here in front of you. Give them a chance to introduce themselves, the characters they're playing, and we'll kick this off. Starting with Jeff, to my left.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeff. Tonight I will be playing Gurk, the lovable but slightly dumb guard orc. I totally didn't put guard and orc, put it together to make Gurk, which kind of sounded cool.
Alright, down to Amber.
everybody, I'm Amber, also known as The Space Chamber on Twitter and Twitch. I'm a TTRPG writer, podcaster, streamer, editor, all of the above, with talent so versatile you can call me the TTRPG Swiss Army knife. I am going... Oh my god, hold on. What am I plugging? I'm going to be at Gen Con this week, leaving like in the middle of the day tomorrow. I'm terrified. Where I'll be running Divination, which is a tarot-based TTRPG, where players, instead of having individual PCs, actually are aspects of the major arcana of tarot who are all contributing to co-pilot a one group PC, which is really exciting. A lovely way to get to know tarot a little bit better, and also, you know, really get into some exceptional group storytelling. So, you know, if you're free on Friday and Saturday nights, if you're at Gen Con and you want to say hello, I'll be there. But otherwise, yeah, I'm picking up my TTRPG study hall again on Tuesdays, starting this coming Tuesday, the 9th. So I'm really excited to do some cozy collaborative co-working with folks and, you know, get back into the swing of things. I will be playing Vera Bukerlesson. She is a whispers elf bard who is also a bookkeeper, but really she's just like your nervous intern who just wants to do a good job. So really excited to bring her here for the adventure. Popcorn back to who?
Then we will jump down, continuing this counterclockwise motion, down to Victor.
Hello, I'm Victor Faust. I will be playing Tabriel Ostloff tonight. The kind of bargain bin human fighter, if you will. You can find me on Twitter at VictorFaust_VA.
Heck yeah. Alright, and then last but not least, up to Stella.
I'm Stella. I am playing a sprite named Rain. And I'm still kind of new to this, so I'm excited. It's my first Pathfinder game, so.
I do love the sprites, just these tiny little agents of chaos. They're adorable.
And I love being chaotic.
Alright. Well, with that, I can bring us in for just a bit of backstory. And then we'll kick it off proper. The four of you, whether you've been traveling together for a while, whether you have just met up, being called to this job together, whatever it may be, you are all headed towards the small-ish town of Jorin. It's not quite a city. It's a large hamlet, maybe. There's an actor there. Famous actor, at least famous for these parts, by the name of Christian Thurnos. His good name, apparently, is under attack. An individual in this town has been slandering his good name, just lashing out with all kinds of outlandish accusations, completely unfounded, doing his best to ruin poor Christian's good name. The local guard seems to want nothing to do with the problem, so they've outsourced. Where the four of you come in. Quite literally come in, approaching the town, having walked through quite a bit of very almost dead flatlands. There's really not much out here. Occasionally catching the massive bogs of fog. The welcoming sight of a town is very uplifting. You all probably smell a little rank by this point, but that's alright. As you do approach the town, the wonderful glow of the lanterns illuminating the night streets, you see a few guards on patrol, None of them really pay you much mind. But the sound of horse hooves? Horse hooves, that's what they have. And carriage wheels gliding along the stone streets draws all of your attention as it heads directly towards you, coming to a stop not 10 feet away. The door opening up, and a figure just poking the head out, looking over at you all. Hello there. A fairly young boy, maybe 19, maybe 20. Very pale-ish skin, very thin. Leans out. Yes, my master sent me to meet you all. Hope the travel wasn't too much trouble.
No, not at all. No, it's so fine. Thank you so much for checking in just to make sure we're okay. Who are you?
Right, sorry. Introduce yourself first. Sorry, I'm a little newer to this. My name is Vladislav. But people would just call me Marin around here.
You work for Alistair?
Did you mean Mr. Thurnos?
Yes.
I do, yes. Unfortunately, he is preparing for a performance this following evening, so he could not meet with you himself, but he has entrusted me with all of the information that you need to hopefully solve this very unfortunate problem. If you don't mind hopping in the carriage, I can take you to where we believe your leads will start. And the head just disappears back into the carriage.
Well, that certainly is a person.
Is it?
I guess we shouldn't keep him waiting.
How big is this carriage?
You could probably fit about 8 people in there snug.
Hopefully there's not too many people already inside. Girk will just walk in.
You climb up the, 2 steps, or maybe just, straight on, like, pass them and just step up into the carriage. You are quite large after all. The driver does just look back at you all, one side-eyed glance, and attention turns back to the road.
Vera does like a little awkward little wave at the driver.
You just get a grunt, nothing more.
She takes the wave and then does the
Alright. As you all enter one by one, the smell immediately becomes apparent. That muddy, foggy scent that has lingered on you and has filled the streets on the outskirts of the city all becomes nothing more than a memory. It's the scent of roses, lilacs. Very gentle, very soft scent that helps to calm and ease you. The young man, dressed in absolute finery, silks with not a single thread out of place, sits there a little fidgety, but otherwise waits for you all to step in before shutting the door behind you. Once you're all in, he smiles. Well, I can only assume that the word of my master has spread far and wide, so you know all about the famous Christian Thurnos. Right? You know of Mr. Thurnos?
Who?
Okay. Oh, that's not good.
I'm just joking. Yes,
Oh,
we are
oh,
very aware.
oh, good. Whew. That was a good one. Um. Well, he like kind of taps the side of the carriage, and you can feel it take off. Um. Maybe you've also heard about some of the troubles that we've been having here in Julrin. There have been disappearances. Young ladies, mostly, that have just seemingly picked up and left town. The guards don't know what happened to them. Neighbors certainly have all of their theories. But what's worse is that there's a individual that's been trying to pin all these disappearances on my master, Lord Thurnos, and no one wants to do anything about it. Of course, your efforts will be very, very well rewarded. If you can put an end to this individual and this slander, uh, Lord Thurnos has offered you 20,000 gold.
Oh my goodness. I could stop being an intern for that. Like, is that 20,000 gold apiece, or like divided equally among the four? Or because I'm an intern, do I just like not get paid? Like, what's the exchange rate here?
I think it's a
20,000 total.
percentage.
Oh. Oh. Ooh.
Yes, so I should be 5,000 apiece, which very generous sum. Well, this individual, and you can immediately see the demeanor change and almost disgust start to fill the face. His name is Sirio. He disappeared. The authorities were looking after him, but a few days ago, he seemingly was able to go into hiding somewhere where we're not exactly sure. But if you can get him out, get him to stop this slander, or if you have to, you know, makes like the stabbing motion.
Girk nods his head at the second motion, saying like, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
So you're wanting us to murder him?
Oh, murder is a very strong word. Just silence. If that,
Taking care of someone.
yes, if that silence happens to involve some weapons, so be it.
Hopefully, it won't come to that.
Of course, yes. But you all seem very capable in that area, so I am very confident.
Yeah, I would rather not get blood and detritus all over like these spreadsheets. Then she's got like this big pack of like, just a log of all of the clients she's had. She's a professional intern. Um I need to know. I need to keep the books clean, you know what I mean? But also I need to keep the books clean.
Yes, I'd be happy to go through the tax documents with you, just as soon as we put this matter to rest.
Right.
You can feel the carriage starting to slow and eventually come to a stop. Marin grabs the curtain, pulls it to the side. Oh, good. Opens the door, and he like half steps out and then turns to look back at you all. Right. Two more things. First, we would really like you to finish this job ASAP. And if you can, my master is performing a private show at his mansion theater, which, of course, you would all be welcome to attend. And may have a little bit of a lead for you if you're interested.
I mean, that's what we're here for, so
By
what's
all
with
means.
it?
Absolutely. But a timely um, mission of this type would a might a bonus might be required.
I agree.
Hmm. That is true. Like
My
a signing bonus, you know?
my master does definitely reward the adequate work. I'm sure that once the job is done and you are able to meet Lord Thurnos, you'd be happy to reward a timely mission.
Well, then I suppose we should get started.
If it were me, I can't exactly tell you where I got this information, but I know Serio's friend, a halfling named Angel, the town's miller. The mill itself isn't far from here. Maybe you could get some information there.
Absolutely. That sounds like a great lead.
Great. Thanks.
Other
Gert gives a big slap on the shoulder to
This-
the aide.
absolutely nearly knocks him to the ground.
Friends, come. We must go.
If
You heard the Gurk.
if you're interested, and none of you are from here, so there's a few places in town that might be worth checking out. There's a local inn. Who knows what information might be floating around a place like that. It's called the Nightwalker Inn.
Hmm.
You could also check out Serio's home and woodworking shop. As well as the apartment of the poor missing woman, the most recent missing woman.
Do you happen to have her name?
He steps over to one of the walls, and you can see that's plastered up and down the street like every 30 or so feet. There's a handful of these missing posters. It's a fairly beautiful, red-haired woman. Beneath it is the name Cordelia.
Cordelia, is that with a Q or a K?
Well, neither.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Great.
Of course you do.
If you need anything, I will be out running errands all evening. Do my best to keep eyes and ears out for you. Otherwise, good luck. We'll scurry back into the carriage. Absolutely kind of like ducks, like under and away from Gurk as he does. It quickly shuts the door.
It's totally him.
I like that person. Smarts.
He seems a bit nervous for sure.
He's awfully suspicious.
Yeah, he almost like knew too much. I mean, if they know who it is that's doing the slandering, I mean, why don't they just talk to him them anyway?
He disappeared. They tried.
Oh yeah, sorry, Amber. Amber.
So, where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
How long have we been traveling? Like,
Total?
yeah.
If you all started the journey together, it's been a little over a month, probably. Less for any of you that's just kind of got picked up along the way.
Well, where should we go first?
Sounds like
Dude,
Angel might be our best lead.
I agree. I think talking to this friend of the Slanderer will be the best place to start.
So we're still in the carriage, right? The carriage is our mode of transportation.
The carriage dropped you off and left.
Right.
I
Sounds
Expected to walk?
well. I guess we best make haste.
Alright, let's, who? Where are we going?
So you have the mill, which is where Angel is. You have the Nightwalker Inn, just one of the, if not the only local tavern. You have the woodworking shop that belonged to Serial, and you have the apartments of the missing woman, Cordelia.
Okay. And Vera, where did you say we should go? Or what you think?
I mean, the friend seems like the best lead, but I mean, that's just what I surmise. I'm willing to follow what anyone else wants to do.
Well, if
Going
no
to
one
speed
is
up. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if no one opposes, we can go on and check out the Angel's apartment.
I think we should start there.
Going to see the friend. They would never suspect.
All right, then. Headed towards the local mill. As you all have stepped out of the wagon, or the carriage, you find yourselves at the end of a small alleyway. This alley extending just maybe another 15-20 feet towards a open plaza. All of the roads seemingly coming to and from this plaza, the center of town. Looking down each of the streets, you see that there are people out and about. Even at this late hour, people still have life in this town. Not only that, but the fog that you traveled through on the way here seemingly has followed you. Down most of these streets, in most directions, the fog is so thick that you can see maybe half a block before it is just a gray mist. Though, sticking out more than anything else, on top of this slight hill, is a magnificent mansion. Even through the fog, it is very noticeable. The glowing lights, almost these like fairy beacons, leading the trail up to it. Imagine that is probably the Lord's Manor. But your mill is a little ways outside of town. You would head down the streets, still stuck in this thick layer of fog that seems to just dominate this town. You eventually see the windmill rising up above it, and the massive farmscape. Wow, I can't talk today. It's a good thing I didn't pick, a thing where I have to talk a lot and,
Yeah.
in front of people even. The massive farmscape that belongs to the town of Julrin extends out as far as you can see, cut by the fog in every direction. Are any of you trained in nature?
I think I am. Let's see.
I am trained in nature.
I'm an expert in nature.
Oh.
Hmm.
If you both
I
would
think
like
I
to...
have farming lore, if that counts.
Absolutely counts. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
If
Nice.
all three of you
Nice.
would like to roll that, this is the first time I think in a one shot we've had a lore ability come up. And for the first roll of the game,
Ooh, nice. Okay.
I can't find it. Great. Where would that be?
if you added it to your sheet, it's going to be in your proficiencies on the bottom. Like the middle under lore skills. Are you trained in it?
Um,
I believe you should
I
be
am.
trained, yeah. So
Yeah.
you can roll a d20 with a +7.
Sorry, this is the first time using
No worries.
Foundry, so I'm still trying to
Yeah.
figure everything out.
You're so good. You're so valid. The first time I used Foundry for Pathfinder, I was like, what is happening?
It's a lot to learn, but once you learn it, it's
I'll even help you out.
Actually, I think the first time I played Pathfinder with Foundry was with Hoop.
I think so, yeah.
It's so much.
I added the lore farming skill there in your proficiencies. But holy cow, a 23 and a 25?
woo woo.
Off the bat with the high rolls. Do you need help finding the proficiencies?
Yeah, like I said, I'm still new to all this.
If you go to your character sheet, it's that 6th button. It's like the open palm.
Yep.
Click that. Scroll down a bit. You'll see under lore skills, you have farming. You can just click that +7.
Lore skill seems to be blank for whatever reason.
Close the sheet and reopen it. 'Cause I just added it.
Still blank for whatever reason.
I would try refreshing Foundry. That should get your
Oh, it rolled.
character sheet to catch up. Yeah, I just clicked it.
This is live Pathfinder, everybody.
Sorry, everyone.
Don't
No,
don't
you're
worry
good.
about it. We are here to learn. Well, between your knowledge of farming and both of your knowledge of the natural process of nature, the growth of plants, you would recognize that everything you're passing on this farmstead looks like it's withering and dying. Or it's in the process of withering and dying. Nothing here looks healthy.
Our land.
Fascinating way to run a mill. With dead things. That's not the way I would have done it, but if this is the way that this person wants to do it, then I'll defer to them.
You do even pass by like a enormous patch of cabbages that looked like they had been overgrown from just not harvesting, and they now have started to also wither and die. But scattered throughout those cabbages are just dozens of bats that all, while they might not all seem like it, you can just feel like their eyes are just trained on you.
That's not ominous.
I'm a little unsettled.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't great. Like my temp agency like always sends me on like these weird um places, but never anywhere with bad vibes like these. But do does anyone want to like investigate a little bit further or
You have the windmill that's not too far ahead. But yes, if there's anything you'd like to do on the way, please do.
Hmm. Think right now. Let's see what we can figure out at the windmill, and then because we'll probably see the same things there too.
Fair enough. Well, continuing on, through the fog, through the withering crops, eventually you reach the base of this towering structure. The windows seem closed and boarded up, the door firmly shut. What would you like to do?
You said the door was firmly shut.
Yep, it looks like any entrance or opening to this place has been boarded up and closed.
Are there any lights on inside?
If there was, it would be impossible to tell.
Does it look like abandoned or like just lived in type thing?
Definitely lived in. This is where Angel lives and works, but it's almost been like reinforced.
Kirk will just walk straight to the door and pound on the door.
The loud, just thundering impacts of the massive orc's fists. It definitely just rattles the door with every impact. After a few moments, you can hear very soft footsteps starting to rush towards the door. A lock very hastily gets undone, and the door opens about 2-3 inches. A small halfling girl, very messy crop of ginger hair, of freckled skin, looks up at you. Yeah? What you want?
Your angel?
Yeah? The hell are you?
I'm obviously an orc. Have you never seen an orc before?
Right. What do you want, orc?
We've come
We were hoping to talk to you about your friend who's been harassing the local star of the town.
It's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, but don't know. Haven't seen him.
well, when was the last time you saw him?
I don't know. I came by for the poker every once in a while. I don't know if any of you like to play dragon poker, but horrible at it. Maybe a week ago, back when this whole thing started. Yeah, sorry, can't help you.
I want to see if I could use a diplomacy roll to be like, actually, do you want to like sit down and talk a little bit more?
Yeah,
Like, or maybe yeah,
just trying to charm your way through that. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Also,
Or-
for anyone that is familiar with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, there is no such thing as insight check, but you can roll perception to kind of gauge whether or not someone is being dishonest with.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead and roll your diplomacy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, so Angel, I just there's just so much going on, you know. It's quite a fascinating time, you know, to be working, and you know, any kind of help or guidance you can offer, we would really be appreciative of. Um why is this not rolling?
You may have to refresh. It looks like Foundry had a little bit of a hiccup there for a second.
That is fine.
Yeah, mine was having a bit of a stroke for a second there.
Yeah, it straight up crashed yesterday, which was super
Oh.
fun during a stream.
Love that.
Big oof.
Yeah, it looks like refreshing fixes it.
Okay, yeah. I got a 24.
Okay. Look, I don't know where he is, and you're not the first ones to come looking for him. Trust me. But if you want to find Sirio, I'll tell you what you can do. If you follow
Yeah?
this road back up to the town, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find a little store. They sell just various knickknacks. You're going to go in, ask for an individual named Harrison. He's going to give you this little package, and you can take the package and just shove it straight up your butt, and she just slams the door.
Ah, rude.
I'll just Girk turns to the others. Can we do it my way?
I say yeah.
I think we've exhausted all other options, so
Okay.
please, by all means.
Let's just see. So I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And when I rage, one of my abilities. Never mind, I took something else. Okay, so I'm just going to try to really slam the door completely open.
Yeah, I assume you are at least trained in athletics?
Yes.
Yeah. With your strength, you just reel back and just put both massive palms into the door, and there's an immediate crack of the frame underneath the blow, and it just now sits at this odd angle. You probably just push the door in open at this point. Just
I will push it open with my hand and say, "That was incredibly rude, and I would rethink your statement right away."
Just whipping around, staring at you wide-eyed. Angel's started to search the table, search the nearby desk for any sort of weapon. What would you all like to do?
We did ask you nicely.
Could I try to? Could I try intimidating her into not looking for a weapon?
Do you want to scare the crap out of her?
Yeah, just leer over, just a massive figure over a halfling. Like you said, just leering over her.
Stepping
I would
into
suggest
the
we
mill?
not escalate this to violence any further.
Can I aid?
Are you both stepping into the mill then?
Yes.
Even as you stand there, the two of you, these massive figures looming over this halfling girl, she stops You can see the eyes still searching for something, but from above you, from the darker part of the mill, a voice does call out. Wait, wait. Angel, I don't think they're, Look, if you all can enter this place without being invited in, you're not one of them, right?
One of who?
what?
Older dwarvish gentleman starts climbing down a ladder from above. Oh, what do you mean? One of those vampires, of course. Place is riddled with them.
Huh?
I knew
Tell me you're
$20,000.
afraid of
Oh my God.
vampires.
I knew 20,000 gold coins was too much for this job.
Look, I don't know who sent you here or why, but you're obviously not from here. And I'm telling you, I didn't have anything to do with that girl disappearing. I promise you. I just...
Why is an angel here over here acting awfully suspiciously rude?
Like I
Are
said,
you the one we're looking for?
I'm Serio. Angel, like, takes a half step back away from the two massive individuals that are looming over her. I'm just trying to look out for a friend, okay?
No, that's fair. That's very fair. We didn't really come here looking for a well, I didn't come here looking for a fight. I can't speak to well, I'm just gonna stop before I say anything mean.
How,
Please give me
what do
5
you
stars on Upwork.
What do you mean by vampires?
You don't know about vampires? Drink your blood,
I
they
have
turn into bats.
I've heard the folklore, but you think there is at least one vampire uh in the area?
I think there's more than one. I think they're everywhere, not just here, but why do you think I have a woodworking shop? If I'm not working on a job, I have a whole stockpile of wooden stakes right there in my house. Oh, and like fumbles through like pockets, look into his little satchel, pulls out some vials. Holy water. Never leave home without it.
So, if you're innocent, why do they think you're to blame?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? I'm the only one around here that knows the truth. Only one that could do anything against these blood-sucking menaces. I want to get rid of me.
Get rid of
Can
you.
I roll perception on that?
Please do. Doesn't necessarily seem like anything he said is a lie, but also hasn't told you. There's definitely things that he's intentionally trying to hide.
I believe you to an extent, but what are you not saying?
I just needed time to prove the guard, to anyone that would listen, that I am innocent. So, I did break into Cordelia's apartment. But when I got there, the guards were already dead. I grabbed what I thought could help prove that I didn't do it, and I ran. Look,
What
I can
did you
show you what I
grab?
took.
What did you grab?
He'll throw on a cloak, grab a shovel. With me. He heads out of the mill and across the farm.
So
Do we
he's
trust
heading it out.
them?
He's heading out. The halfling is still here, right?
Grabbing a shovel. Oh lord.
Yeah. Do we trust this?
Could I actually do like a recall knowledge check hoop? Like for what is it? Where like a almost like a lore or maybe occultism to see if I know anything about vampires and like how
Double check.
I'm just thinking in terms of like I have to know a little bit about a lot of things.
Vampires are a religion knowledge check.
Okay. Okay. I can do that. I can make an attempt.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Where did it go? Proficiencies. Okay, great. So a religion check. Let's go. No, I don't know shit.
He was so close though.
Well, a vampire is clearly this mythological being, and it would kind of be odd for one of them to be out in the middle of nowhere in this kind of nothing town. They tend to be very, like, showy. They have minions, and they have undead armies, and they're rich and powerful. This place doesn't really fit that. Which, in case anyone doesn't know, if you do a recall knowledge check and you critically fail, you could get wrong information. Not that I'm giving you wrong information or anything, I'm just saying.
Not that he's not giving you
Or am I?
wrong information.
Just out of personal curiosity, because I wanted to ask, but like I said, I was having issues with the tech.
Mhm.
Could I tell specifically what was wrong with the crops? And just, I don't know why, I'm just stuck on that for whatever reason.
Lack of sunlight, they're just dying. Fog is suffocating them.
Okay. Lack of sunlight, got it.
But yeah, he starts walking out, shovel in hand, and beckons you all to follow.
Gurk takes a gold coin out of his pouch, flicks it to the halfling, and says, "Ma'am," and just starts following the guy back out.
This isn't gonna cover a new door.
Ma'am.
I will chip in as well. I'll throw her a gold as well.
Thanks.
Y'all are the ones who broke it down, so y'all should be the ones to pay. I keep my money. I hesitantly will follow, but not give money away.
Well, as you all step back out into the fog, you see that Sirio heads maybe a good 40 feet away from the mill. Starts to get the shovel ready, jams it into the ground, gets ready to start uncovering something, and then stops.
Is everything okay?
No, it was here. And those of you following behind see that there's about a 2 foot long, 2 foot deep pit that's been dug out, loose dirt just kind of scattered around. No, the proof was here. I buried it, and no one's been. Immediately whips around to the four of you. You are working with them, aren't you?
What did you bury?
It was her journal. It was letters. It was it, it was everything that we ever talked about. She wrote it all down, all of it. And you found
Why
it,
would
didn't
you?
you?
Why would you bury it instead of keeping it somewhere safer than the ground?
Just like grabs a shovel in both hands and just at this point is just like white knuckling it, just staring at the four of you. He yells back towards the mill. Angel, lock yourself in, like we've been made out here.
Not to make fun of you, but we broke your door down. It's not gonna lock. But you're saying
I
someone
wasn't gonna say it.
someone had to say it. I mean, come on.
You're not wrong.
Who are you saying has stole this? Would it be the same people you stole it from? No, you said this was from Cordelia.
It was Cordelia's. No one else has been out here. We have been keeping an eye. You're the only ones. Knew I couldn't trust you. Knew there was something off.
If we were vampires, we outnumber you 4-1. We would have already done something, don't you think?
Make a diplomacy check before I maybe move us over to a new map.
I will do just that.
No, no.
No.
Not good. A 12.
Can I aid?
Yeah.
Can I give aid?
So the way
Oh,
that
perfect.
adding aid works is that you actually roll your own skill, and if you can hit a DC 20, then you add +2 to his roll.
Only +2. Okay. Well, that can make a difference.
Better than 12.
Yeah. So you're wanting to like what? Convince them to
Just kind of talk him down, like try to think through it logically. Like
Okay.
we broke down the door. If we wanted to hurt you, we already could have done it.
Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, no. Wrong spell for that. I want to cast no, this is a cantrip, so I can do it. I can cast Read the Air to survey a social situation, and it'll help me gain some information about the immediate social situation and give me a +1 bonus on my next diplomacy check. So I'm just going to like, do like the big like group like conducting a big deep breath kind of moment to read the air to just be like,
What the hell are you doing?
hold on. Listen, Sirio, she's like, as she's saying this, she's trying to get like a vibe. It's essentially a cantrip to vibe check.
The vibe check.
Listen, Sirio, I know a lot has happened in the past couple days and you're kind of under. If we wanted to hurt you, we would have. Supposedly. I sure don't want to hurt you. But,
Goody
we just want to get to the bottom of this, And so I'm trying to like recall, I'm trying to gain information about like this social situation and all of that.
He's both furious and terrified at the moment and is ready to lash out. But yeah, roll your diplomacy.
Yeah, okay, great. So I'm gonna get that with a +1, baby.
You're looking for a DC 20.
Sorry, I'm just trying to also be like, okay, hold on. Modifier. Um. Modifier value must not be 0. What do you mean? I'll just, yeah, I get a +1 to it. Okay, 20, so 29.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which makes it a 14 at least. And while he isn't immediately lashing out to strike you, I am going to move us over to a new map, and I'm going to throw us into some
Oh
initiative.
no.
Oh my god, fuck.
Oh no. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh my god, my dude.
Man, that is a huge map.
It is a very large map, which you can zoom in on just that part at the bottom. There we go. So, the way that initiative works in Pathfinder is that it is tied to your perception, usually. But if you are doing a skill or you feel like you were doing something prior to initiative being rolled that would give you a different skill for initiative, you can absolutely roll that. Like if you were sneaking, you would be rolling stealth for initiative. For the two of you that were trying to talk him down, you have your diplomacy checks for initiative.
Okay.
I don't think I understand.
Is it a choice between diplomacy or perception, or is it?
It is typically always perception, but you always have the option of saying, hey, prior to combat I was doing this, so instead of perception, can I roll intimidation or athletics or whatever you think might apply?
Okay, but so for the people trying to talk him down, it's a choice between either or,
Mhm.
right?
Did I do that right?
You got a 25. It didn't count it for some reason, but you did get a 25.
Okay.
So I'll manually add a 25.
It rolled it as a perception versus initiative.
Oh, that was. Oh, okay. I see now. My bad.
No worries. Well, and if you want to pop out the initiative tracker, on the right-hand side there, you should see a bunch of buttons at the top. Next to the chat log, there's a closed fist. That's the encounter tracker. If you right-click that, it'll pop out the initiative tracker.
Oh, cool.
But at the top of initiative, Tabriel, what would you like to do?
I would like to continue and try to talk Sirio down. Yeah.
Yeah, just continuing the calm words, the reassuring of I could kill you if I wanted to. Obviously, you're still alive, so.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess at that point, yeah, it's kind of shifted from diplomacy to intimidation. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, roll your intimidation then. Also, just so you all know, one of our lovely moderators, Dido, has given me a villain point. So yay.
Oh
Thanks,
no.
Deb.
Oh, Lord.
I thought it was gonna be James, to be honest.
Yeah,
Ooh.
right? I was expecting James to be like, kill him, Hoop.
Reminder, you do have 2 hero points, which you can spend a hero point to reroll basically anything.
I'm not happy with 14, but I think I'm gonna leave it where it stands.
Okay. That's that fear of the
Could be much
situation,
worse.
the fear of what's happening, what he knows is going to happen if these vampires get a hold of him and his friend. It seems to be outweighing the fear of you at the moment.
Gosh darn these vampires for what they did to me.
So I'll say that was one action to try the intimidation check, and you still have 2 left. If you'd like to move, or you can simply end your turn.
I will end my turn because I don't want to draw weapons just yet. And actually, like I'm trying to talk it out of it, but doesn't seem to be working.
Rain, our very own agent of chaos. What would you like to do?
So can I move first and then
Yeah,
cast
so
something?
you have 3 actions. You can use those 3 actions. If you want to move 3 times, you can absolutely do that. It is yours to spend on whatever you want to do.
Okay, so I can like move twice and then cast a spell.
But remember that these spells do
Oh,
have
that's right.
multiple action costs.
So for charm, is that 2 or 3?
Let's pull up the spell.
Looks like 2, but I just want to make
Charm
sure.
is 2, yes.
Okay, I just want to move up a
In fact,
little
every
right
single
there.
spell you have is 2 actions.
Nice. I want to do charm or try charm.
So,
What do I roll
the
for that?
target must attempt a will save
Okay.
against your spell DC.
Where's my spell DC? Oh, okay, I see it.
That is a 9.
I got a 21 spell DC.
So because that's 10 under, that is a critical failure. That means that the target's attitude immediately becomes helpful towards you, and it cannot use hostile actions against you.
Okay. I've
Hell
not thought about what to do after that.
Didn't expect to get this far.
I really did not. I'm not usually good with charm.
Oh, you're here to kill me? Okay, yeah, just go ahead.
Take my shovel.
Here, I've already dug a grave.
We are not trying to kill you.
No.
We are wanting to help you.
Hopefully not.
We need you to give us more information about what you know and what was in this journal.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what came over me. Buns Bakery, thank you so much for the follow. We heckin' love ya. Rain, anything else? Is that your turn?
That's the end of my turn. I was just asking those questions. Like, asked them.
Yeah. He's gonna let the shovel kind of fall to the ground back to one hand. It's like starts just like rubbing the side of his head. Just I don't. Like I said, the journals they had. That all the conversations between us, they talked about this lord and how he was giving her acting lessons and how he was always coming on to her and was always being really unprofessional, and the weeks went by and her letters changed. She started to talk about how much she was in love with him and how she was going to be part of his show and how she wanted to be with him forever. It was just, it didn't add up.
It does sound kind of confusing and suspicious.
But Farah, if there's anything you'd like to do, there doesn't seem to be any combatants on the field at the moment.
Okay. I would love to just be like, okay, we're doing great. We're doing great. We avoided conflict. We can solve this maturely and like competent adults.
Are
And
you
I'm
seriously talking
casting,
to yourself right now?
I'm casting Inspire Courage. So Everyone in a 60-foot radius around me gets a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects. Just to be like, okay, you guys, we're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through. We're doing great. Like we're gonna figure out this mystery, and we're gonna save the no, not princess. You know what I mean, right?
No,
Yeah.
not really.
But all of y'all get a +1 to any rolls you get.
And it is applied. And that lasts
Yeah.
until the start of Vera's next turn.
Yep.
All right. Girk, anything?
Kirk's slightly disappointed because he thought there was going to be combat. Puts his axe away.
You do. These people want to
Then-
talk.
See you later. It's okay.
Finally, you've come back to your senses. Now, you must know or think you know who might have changed this behavior in this person, this Cordalia.
I'm telling you, it's the Count. He's one of he's a. It's then that Sirio's eyes dart over towards the fog. There's this distant voice that calls out to you, a familiar voice.
Oh no.
Thank you, adventurers. You did exactly what we needed. The master just wanted Sirio here out. As turns out, we can't go into places unless we've been invited. So thank you. I appreciate it. From the fog, Marin, or Vladislav, as his first name is, starts strolling towards you. From behind him, these glowing beacons of red stroll along the mist until they also come into view. Wolves, at his beck and call, growling at you. And I'm going to throw us back into some initiative.
I was right.
Ooh.
To say
Oh,
my mouth dropped. It dropped.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Well,
Add all of them to combat. In addition, that cabbage patch that you had walked by starts to flutter, and you can hear vines and growth starting to be ripped away as the bats get whipped into a frenzy, collecting into one massive swarm behind you.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Also, this music. There we go.
I don't like all them dice. No.
Ooh, one of them got a
That's
natural
lot
20
of
for
damage.
initiative.
oh fuck. Wait, are we? Oh no, we're not re-rolling it.
Nope.
Okay.
We're just jumping over to round 2, which we start with Vladislav with the natural 20 on initiative. Let's... Oh boy, Sirio's right there.
Yes, he is.
He's going to spend an action to move up, an action to grab, which is an athletics check, versus the target's fortitude DC, which that is plenty. Sirio is not much of a fighter. And third action is going to be to just reel back. The fangs extend out, and he jams them down into Sirio's neck.
Oh no. Oh god, I'm not gonna get hired ever again. God darn it.
Tabriel, you are up.
Oh, okay. This escalated very quickly. Okay. I'm going to do something here.
Love it. We love a something.
Yes. Okay. I am going to. My mouse will work here.
Music by Epidemic Sound.
I am going to move up. Right up next to this.
Just
This
to
man, right? This.
a reminder of how attacks opportunity work. It's not simply leaving a character's attack range that can draw an attack of opportunity, it's also moving while you're within their range. So if you start
no.
here and you move there, if that creature has an attack of opportunity, because not all creatures do, it would get to make an attack against you.
Love
So you
that.
know.
You know what? I'm feeling pretty lucky. I think I would like to. I think I'm gonna try my
Absolutely.
luck here and still and
I mean, Aziz is
Get
already in.
get right up next to him. You know.
The eyes flash towards you, now blood red. As you take that step, there's that moment where you can feel there's an opening. But he doesn't have an attack of opportunity.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Awesome. So my next action is going to be to draw my scythe, big ol' scythe, and then I'm gonna take a swing.
Perfect. Action to move, action to draw your weapon, and then action to attack.
Oh, that was the wrong button to push. Give me a second here.
So if you click your token, that hotbar in the top left, if you go over to strikes, you'll see that you have a
Yep.
plus 17. If you click that, it'll roll it.
Awesome.
With a natural
Oh!
20.
Nice.
Let's
Yes!
go.
So click
Fuck
the
yeah.
critical button, please, and we're about to see a lot of damage.
Yes.
Yay.
Crits with a scythe are no joke. 44 points of damage,
Nice.
and you can move them
He's
5
also-
feet in any direction.
Yep, so I'm going to move him over here, where I've got my cursor. Because I don't think I can have access to... Yep. And I'm going to say, I think you better back away from him.
You just dig the scythe into the chest and full on just rip them apart. Fully cleaving through any mortal would be cut in half by this point. But the vampiric blood starts to heal at this very, very grievous wound, as he is severely hurt right now. Take that damage.
And just out of personal curiosity, is Silvo still alive? Or sorry, Sirio?
He is still alive, yes. He is now clutching his
Okay.
neck, down on his knees, but he is still alive.
Excellent.
Uh,
That will be the end of my turn.
you would also notice
think I
that
have-
your weapon not being silvered, it is resisted a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it should have done, or the damage doesn't look quite as bad as I thought it would be.
It should have been an instant kill, but he is still standing.
Got you.
But we're over to Rain.
Okay. Oh crap.
There is a bat swarm off to your left. There's the vampire in front of you, and the 3 wolves off to the right.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to see far I have to be. Okay. I'm going to do ignite fireworks at the bats.
Oh, okay. You wanna think that spell? Yeah, you got it.
Did I
Yep.
do it? Okay. This was the spell I was excited to do.
So, all creatures within a 10-foot burst.
But like it reaches 60 feet.
So you pick a point within 60 feet. All creatures within 10-foot burst of that area have to make a reflex save. Which bats are kind of good at reflex. Not when I roll a 3, they aren't.
Yay.
Yeah. Bats.
That's a 12. So, you can click the damage button there.
We're at
In the chat where you click the spell, at the bottom of that spell it says save DC damage,
Oh,
and then
okay.
so you can click damage.
Okay. Dang.
Still takes 5 points of damage. That was almost a
Okay.
critical failure, which would have doubled the damage, but not quite. But the bats are now dazzled for 3 rounds, which means
Hell
that
yeah.
there's a 25% chance that every single one of their attacks automatically misses.
Oh. Those are
And-
some good odds.
And
It's gonna be a lifesaver.
because you did an AoE attack against a swarm, they take extra damage.
Yay.
Fuck yeah.
You wiped out over half of that swarm in one go.
Go for chaos.
Chaos!
Chaos.
You have an action left if you'd like to move.
Yeah, I might move. It's right there. Okay.
Alrighty then. We are coming to the vampire swarm, the vampire bat swarm, who does not appreciate that one bit.
Oh no.
What's left of them just start diving towards you, screeching out in pain. So I need to roll for the dazzled for their first attack. They're fine, they can make it.
Yeah.
So, I need you to make a reflex save, please.
Okay. Well, how do? Oh, never mind.
It's on the left side of your character sheet.
Okay.
A 21. Yeah, you are fine.
Okay. Okay.
So that is a success, so you're going to take half of this, so you take 1 whole point of piercing damage. And thankfully, they do not get you to bleed profusely.
Oh yay! So I take 1.
1 whole point of damage.
Okay.
If you have your token highlighted, there in the chat underneath the damage, you see it says damage, half, double, block, heal. Just 5 buttons. If you click half, it'll automatically apply 1 damage to your character.
Oh, okay, cool.
But that's them done. Sirio is going to be very brave and do that.
Yeah, Sirio. Woo!
You know, I don't blame him.
There. Vera, you are up. And everyone's Inspire Courage fades.
Which is unfortunate. But what I will do, okay, so sorry. I had the map zoomed all the way out. Wow, it'd probably help if I had like my reading glasses on too. Ugh, don't turn 30, it's a mistake. Okay, so
I forgot to mention this, but if any of you want to ping, you can hold X and left click, and it will ping.
okay, So I am going to, ooh, let me see, range 30 feet. Okay. Boo boo boo. And I have. Oh shoot! How much speed do I have?
You have 30-foot speed.
30 feet. Okay, 30 feet. Okay, great. So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move 30 feet this way and start targeting these wolves. Right, because that is, yeah, that's definitely. Oh yeah, that's definitely within 30 feet. If I put, okay, sorry, I'm just figuring out the range on this. So I'm going to. I'm going to be casting Concordant Choir, where I unleash a dangerous resonance of, consonance rather, of reverberating sound, focusing on this target here, so that it'll hit in like a 30-foot range.
You gonna link
rather,
this spell?
I'm sorry?
You gonna link the spell? Just throw it in the chat.
Yeah. Why is it telling me I don't have enough spell slots? What do you mean I don't have enough spell slots?
It doesn't fill them up.
Heck.
Oh yeah, you have to add them.
You create them.
Oh, I'm like, girl, I haven't used any of these spell slots yet. What do you mean? Great. So I'm actually gonna use like the 2 actions to do like the somatic and verbal part, where I'm just like, time to howl at the moon, puppies, and then like spread my arms out like wide, and then then come back to do the like to create like the sound of choir, like the like a bullhorn or whatever. So
Physically collecting your voice and then focusing it into one just boom.
yeah, exactly. So they need to do a basic fortitude check.
Well, fine.
Yeah.
That is, I am rolling so good right now.
I love it.
The one on the left is taking double damage, and the one on the right simply failed.
Okay, so great, we love that. So the spell deals 2d4. So
You click the 2-action Concordant Choir there in chat. Underneath the basic save, it should roll your 2d4.
It says user Amber lacks permission to update this. Oh, there it is. Okay. Place 10-foot burst.
Just damage.
Yeah. Oh.
So the one on the left takes 14 points of damage.
Wow.
The one on the right takes 7. Holy crap. One of them is already severely hurt, and it just
I love
yelps
Pathfinder.
and physically starts like shaking its head, trying to back away. Anything else? Or was that? I think that was all 3 actions.
Yeah, that was all 3 actions.
All right. Gets to the wolf that took the brunt of the damage. It finally shakes back some sense into its head. Oops. That's the wrong button. That's the button I want. It is going to sprint towards you, leap over the wagon, come to a halt behind you, and then gnash up at you with the jaws.
Bring it, puppy.
That is a natural 20.
They did, in fact,
Yeah,
bring it.
He brought it.
I think he brought it.
Yeah.
Maybe watch your words next time.
10 whole
Yeah.
points of damage.
Okay. That's fine.
You are also knocked prone from the force of the blow.
No.
And then
Oh,
last
why?
attack is just going to be another bite attack against you. Oof, no, that's a 7.
That's a critical miss.
First
Baby.
one absolutely grabs your leg and just whips it out from under you, causing your head to just come crashing to the ground. That moment of seeing stars, just not being able to quite see straight, and it tries to bite again, with that little residual magic voice, you just screech out at it, and it immediately withdraws.
Just like me, he got a little cocky, and then yeah.
Gurk, you're up.
I guess he needs to equip his weapon first.
If you feel like he did not have it out for that conversation, then yeah.
He was not intimidated at all by that dude. So
Fair enough.
he's gonna draw. And he is going to stride here.
If the bat swarm has an attack of opportunity, you will be provoking it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't. It's a swarm of bats.
And he is plain old just going to strike at the wolf.
For it. Uh, 22 absolutely hits.
And damage.
You just come marching up. Axe just cleaves through, managing to avoid hitting your friend with the arcing blow, but the wolf is cut down.
Good thing it wasn't a critical fail.
No, right?
As a move, drawing your weapon and attack, so that's all 3 actions. Brings us to this wolf down here, who's actually going to... What's your speed? Is 35. So, he's going to have to move twice. Down to there, and then circling around you, Tabriel. So that it can get a nice flanking position.
I believe I have the attack of opportunity reaction. Does he pass through?
He would not have, because he would have gotten to here, and then gone to there, and then...
Got you. Okay.
These wolves are under the control of a vampire and are smarter.
They are big brain. Got it.
Big brain wolf. Let's go for a Jaws attack. Another natural 20. Here we go. No,
Oh,
no. It was a 15. And you are flat-footed because you are flanked, which means your AC is reduced by 2, but I still don't think that hits. And that's him done. Onto the last of the wolves, who is simply going to march up towards the already prone prey. And we're going to go for some bites.
Some num-noms.
First one is a 25. Second one is a 23. So for anyone that doesn't know, in Pathfinder, you can attack multiple times in a turn, but every time you do, you accrue a penalty of 5. So your second attack is at a -5, your third attack is at a -10. But because you are prone, and I rolled very high, both of those did hit. Take 7 damage from the first one and 3 from the second. And that brings us back to the top of initiative, which is back to Vladislav. Its body starting to mend, the blood beginning to close that very grievous wound as he heals ever so slightly. And he doesn't appreciate that scythe of yours, Tabriel. So he is going to
So that's fair.
try to grab you.
Oh no.
So this is versus your Fortitude DC. And you find the DC by taking your whatever your Fortitude save bonus is and adding 10.
My fortitude is then 23, so he, I believe, would fail.
He's a 26, so he will succeed.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the number. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
No worries. That means that you are grabbed as he manages to just knock away the scythe, get both of the hands up into your collarbone, bring you in, and he's going to drink blood.
Oh, hello.
Why
I
am
don't
I
like that.
shocked?
So he needs to make another check versus your fortitude DC. Come on. There it goes. No! That is a natural one.
Oh, thank God.
You manage to just shrug the shoulder, get the plate in the way. Can't quite sink the fangs down, but you can feel the saliva dripping onto your neck. He has an
Nasty.
action left. He's gonna try it again. Why not? He'll whip back and try for the other side. No! Still can't do it. You were just fending off these bites. Unfortunate for him. Because it is your turn.
Okay. So I've got the wolf and the vampire on me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. First thing I would like to do is I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna do something a little spicy here. Pull it up. I'm going to try an intimidating glare
Oh.
against the wolf, so I can try and demoralize.
Yeah. Make your intimidation check.
Gladly.
Versus Itsu. Will DC, I believe.
Nice.
Versus its will DC. Yep. It's a 24 versus a 15. Yeah, not even close. It is absolutely frightened of you.
Awesome. Okay, and
Oh, yeah.
then next what I'm gonna do is can I try to free myself from
Yep. Make an athletics check.
athletics? I can
Sorry.
certainly do that.
Athletics, acrobatics, or an unarmed attack.
I will try athletics because that's my best one.
Go for it.
Ooh,
15 is not quite enough.
yeah, I didn't think so.
So this does count as an attack, which means that you can try again, but it's at a -5 penalty.
Yeah, I can't see you doing much else while I'm grabbed by him, so I'm gonna try again.
Go for it.
Tank the penalty.
Yep.
Oh, let's go. Okay, that's a bit better, I think.
Bravo.
Yep.
Yeah, you absolutely just get your own hands in there underneath his grip and just break that grasp.
Mm-hmm.
You are now free.
Awesome.
That
And
was,
I believe that was all of my
Reactions, yep.
actions.
Rain!
So that will be the end of my turn.
Alright.
Let chaos reign.
I think I want to do a religion check. Just possibly see if the only way to kill these things are with wood.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me find. Okay.
A 21 is enough. So you are
Ooh,
trying to
nice.
recall knowledge, and you want to know how to kill this vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, yes, a stake to the heart would kill them. Holy water kills them. Sunlight kills them. But those are things that kill a full-fledged vampire. This is not a full-fledged vampire. This is a vampire servant. This you could kill by simply normal mortal means, by bringing its life force down to 0.
Okay. Hmm. Sorry.
Not at all.
I think. Acid arrow. I would like to shoot acid arrow
Oof.
at the big dude.
All
I don't know how to
right.
say his name.
Rain showed up and chose violence today.
Hell yeah. So did I just...
Eat him.
You wanna link that spell? Yeah. So you actually make a spell attack against Vladislav. So there in the chats at the bottom it says attack.
Mm-hmm.
Just click that button. Ooh.
Hey, wow!
So this would be a point where you could spend a hero point and re-roll that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so doing that.
You can simply right-click that attack you just made and click re-roll using a hero point.
So, right-click it.
And re-roll using a hero point.
Okay. Come on, do better. Okay.
21. It's unfortunately just a miss.
Oh,
By
man.
1.
Alright.
Unfortunately, he's, after being thrown off of your ally, just barely manages to duck under the acid arrow. Just making sure it doesn't do anything on a success. Nope. Yeah, unfortunately, he dodges it.
Damn. Alright.
Yikes.
It was a very good attempt, though.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No, that's the end of my turn.
Alright. Brings us to the swarm. Is not done with you yet. But I need to see if any of their attacks go through. So what I'm rolling there for, if anyone is curious, while you're dazzled, you have to make a DC 5 check in order to make any attack, otherwise your attack auto misses. So I passed all 3, which means that they're going to try to blood feast from you 3 times. Will you make
no.
3 reflex saves?
No.
No.
No. I shan't. Reflex.
Mhm.
3 of them.
3 of them.
Okay. 1. There's 1.
Definite pass. Pass.
I rebuke it.
So those first 2 are successes. That bottom one is a critical success. So you are
Damn.
taking... You take nothing from the first one. You take 1 from the second one. And the third one you critically succeed, so you take nothing.
So,
Total of 1 point of damage.
okay.
With all of that,
Okay. I'm alright with that then.
we are down to Vera.
Mom,
No.
Vera.
Okay. So, oh fuck.
Don't be
Wait.
goody two shoes. You got this.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'm prone, so
Oh, man.
I gotta get up. So, Hoop, guess what? I get up.
That,
That's 1.
if it has an attack of opportunity, you will be provoking.
do this to me? Why do you do this? Well then, actually,
Don't play
what I'm
dead.
what I'm gonna do instead is while I'm down still, I'm gonna use my Ward Reaper, which is a +1 sickle, to like reap at this like wolf's neck and like use that to pull me up.
Make your attack roll.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Pals. Let's
Ooh,
go. That's a 26, baby.
that is a critical hit.
Hell yeah, it is.
Heck yeah, farming
Uh,
equipment.
For 6 points of
That's a-
damage. Yeah, and I'll say that with the crit, you're less focusing on damage and more focusing on using that leverage to get yourself up. So I'll say that you are no longer prone, and there is no attack opportunity. You still have an action left.
Crowd roars. Great. So with that, I think I'm just gonna be super excited and also cast infectious enthusiasm and just be like, okay, all right, that was a great hit. Everybody's landing amazing hits, everybody. We are just gonna continue all of this going. And yeah, I'm gonna cast that.
I
With Enchanted Gusto, you encourage yourself to get things done.
I don't remember what I called it before. Just the way that Pathfinder works. Spells can provoke attacks of opportunity if they have a somatic component.
Fuck. Fine. Fine, Hoop. Attack me.
Oh, I will.
I dare you.
Natural 20. Natural 20. Natural 20. 20. Yeah. 19?
No.
Nope.
Misses.
Your spell goes off. Tries to bite you, but your flare just... It's hard to pin down.
Wow. Nathan from Reckless Attack. Hello.
Hey! Hi, buddy. So, Infectious Enthusiasm. A +1 bonus to your choice of attack rolls, will saves, or charisma-based skill checks. Any ally who observes you casting the spell and was within 30 feet has the same bonus until the start of its next turn. So what are you choosing?
Beep, 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 boop, 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 boop.
I would imagine attack rolls.
Yeah, attack rolls, yes.
So everyone has a +1 bonus to their attack rolls, which I will apply for you, so you don't even have to worry about it.
Nice.
All right. Well, that brings us to Girk.
All right. Gurk excited that everyone seems to be full on fighting everything. Just screams out, "My team, they fight!" and gets really proud and starts raging because barbarian.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
That's what I do.
that's what we
There
do.
we go.
Just tell it be.
And so I rage, and I see this dude, and he not be nice to us, so I hit him really hard with the axe.
If you want to spend an action to move, you can get flanking by going there.
It's true, but then I get one last attack.
2,
Which I
but
don't want it.
then his AC is reduced by 2.
But I really want to whack him.
Really want more attacks, go for it.
Really want more attacks. You're really hindering my attack-ness.
Oh my god, a Morta boy.
Alright, Alright, Retribution Axe. Go.
30. Absolutely hits. For
And
23
4
points
of
of
that is cold. Shivering damage.
The cold doesn't seem to have any worse or better effect. However, 23, even including his resistance, even including his fast healing, is enough to bring him down. Would you like to do this?
His timbers are shivered.
Yeah, I want to shiver his timbers. No, I want to clean cut his head off.
Oh.
One swift motion. Not even any blood, because it's cold cauterized. Just like that slow motion of the body not quite understanding what's happening, falls to the ground.
What?
And with his last action, he screams, "More! More!" And he moves here.
Okay. You are going to draw an attack of opportunity from the frightened wolf. You don't care. You have your rage.
I'm Jonesy.
26.
That is a hit.
You take 3 points of damage.
Gerg barely notices. It's like he has this bubble of temporary HP that just absorbs the damage.
It's temporary health that I have.
Sweet.
Weird.
Well, at that, the 2 remaining wolves would immediately turn to flee, which, Tabriel, you have your attack of opportunity. Vera, I don't know that you can do much about him
I will
fleeing.
let it pass.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe-
run, bitches.
Oh, I could have. It's whatever. It's a wolf. Oh, sorry.
The rest of the bat swarm dissipates. Give that moment of silence.
Gerg then explodes and roars, "Run! Flee, cowards!"
What
As
the
one
hell
does.
just happened?
I think we found our vampire.
And I guess they are real.
From the ground, where the head landed, there is a very muffled, very pained laughter. As the head of Vladislav, its body dying away, the magic that animates it fading, smiles, looks up at you the best that it can. Doesn't matter. We're too late. Tonight's show will be the end for all of them. The body just starts to deteriorate, turning into ash.
I would like to kick the head like a soccer ball.
If you've
I
ever
guess.
seen those trick golf balls that when you hit them they explode, it's like that. It is just a cloud of ash.
Awesome.
Is it dead? As Sirio comes very cautiously walking back towards the 4 of you.
I think we owe you an apology.
You're damn right you do. But I'll forgive it, because you saved my life. Thank you.
And that fact that you also owe us an apology for accusing us of being the vampires that tried to kill you, that we protected you from, that you accused us.
You're right.
I'm losing train of thought.
It's been stressful out here. You don't know who you can trust.
No, but I think we have a bigger problem right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
does he mean
What-
by tonight's show will be the last?
I don't. I mean, maybe his master's putting on a play or something, and they're gonna do something to the town.
Wait, weren't we invited to that play?
We were
Or
a private showing.
I think we'd better cash in our little. I think we better cash in our tickets sooner than I expected.
All right, hold on. I'm coming with you. You're gonna fight a master vampire. You're gonna need someone who knows what the hell he's doing.
like running away from the fight?
I mean, I didn't say I could kill him, but
To be
Mm.
fair, he did have his neck bit, so I don't blame him for that.
Hmm.
the mind is a powerful weapon. All right, hold on. I'm gonna grab some steaks, grab some holy water, and I think we go pay a visit to this show.
Good idea, Scissor Man. That's what Gert thinks his name is Scissor.
Well,
Let's go.
as our intrepid heroes get ready to head towards the performance of a lifetime, that's where we're going to take a break. Give everyone a chance to stretch your legs, grab a drink, do whatever it is that you gotta do. And
Dang.
in just a few minutes, we will be right back. Good, everybody.
Oh yeah.
And welcome back. Where we left off, our intrepid heroes had decided to attend a soiree, a gathering, a play, put on by the one and only world famous actor, Christian Thurnos, or Lord Thurnos as some have begun to call him, or Master as others seemingly call him. Whatever it may be, I believe your plan is to simply stroll on in there, kick the door in, and say, "Honey, I'm home."
What could go wrong?
A lot can go wrong. But
That's
first,
come on.
of those who are needing healing, I can go on and do the good berry.
Yeah.
So,
So you can roll
since I do not
1d6 plus 4 3 times.
okay, it says you do not have enough focus points to cast this spell.
There you go. Try it again.
Did it? Yeah. Alright. Oh. Am I having to roll it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just click it. Don't worry.
Sorry.
All good. So you have a healing for 6, a healing for 8, and a healing for 7 that you could distribute to whoever needs it.
Who needs the highest? I'm thinking. I can't ever remember your name. Vera. Thinking Vera needs the highest. Who else? So
I'm fine.
Vera, you can have 8.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but yeah, she really needed it because she took. Oh wait, why did I put my current HP as 9? 49. Amber.
Oh no.
Well,
I feel so much better. That wolf was way too much.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
wolf was making a meal out of you.
Yeah.
I think you're
Alright.
the only one that's injured, so I think you can take all 21 points of healing.
Oh, could you do that?
Yeah.
I would have told. Yeah, okay. Then yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What's-
I'm back up to full.
What do your good berries taste like?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Berries.
Just berries.
Yes, the berry
Yeah.
tastes like berry.
Just tastes like strawberries. There we go.
Ooh. Nice.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
I wasn't gonna say
There
it.
it
But
is.
that's what I was
Same.
We
saying.
were all thinking it.
Okay.
I was also
Um,
thinking berries and cream, berries and cream.
All right. Well, with your healing had, um, if you haven't already, you can bring all of your health back up to full. You quickly return back to town. Make your way as. Oh, so I should say, are you going as quickly as you can, or is there a modicum of stealth?
Before we set off, I'd like to ask, should we alert the god to this threat?
I
Or do you think they're already in his thrall?
thinking they might already be. I mean, if his, I don't know what you would call him, assistant or whatever, he was already in his throw. I think we're on our own.
Yeah, it's it's not a good situation by any stretch of the imagination, but I wonder, and I'm gonna like pull out my bag and like go through my notes to see if there's like anything, any like lore I might have gleaned along the way about master vampires. Even though I failed the check earlier, listen, there was a lot of stress on our shoulders.
Sure.
But yeah,
What would you like to know?
I kind of would like to know, like, I would like to know about their layers and
Oh.
like the best way to find, like, locate and or infiltrate them.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Roll your religion check.
Come on, baby, please give me higher than whatever the hell I got earlier. Well, that's higher than whatever the hell I got earlier. It's
It is
13.
higher by 2. So it's not a critical failure, but unfortunately not a ton of experience in the vampire hunting category. You
Great.
missed that day on career day.
Well, you all, I'm so sorry I'm coming up short. It's there's so much information bouncing around up here, but like if anyone else has any ideas, totally open to it. And then just as an extra like bonus, she'll just as a boop 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 as a cantrip, she'll cast infectious enthusiasm again to give people a +1 bonus to their oh wait, it's only charisma based skill checks. Never mind, she doesn't do that.
But if you are going to a party where you may not entirely be welcome, charisma-based skill checks could be very handy.
Then yeah, I'll do that.
I can I share with what I had found out with my religion
Yeah,
check
absolutely.
earlier? Okay. Well, can I just like say that I told him what I
I'll
Okay.
give you the reminder that typically vampires cannot cross large bodies of running water. They also don't like religious symbols of non-evil deities. A stake to the heart will pretty effectively kill a vampire if they are weak enough when you stake them. Also, sunlight.
Girk looks at Rain and asks, "So stakes work, but do porterhouses also work?"
Oh my god.
I
Ah.
don't know what that is, and I don't know if I
Uh,
want to know.
I love that. Thank you for
I'm
Could
blessing.
I could I make could I also make a check just to see what I would know, what I would have learned
Sure. Yeah.
working in the village I was from?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just from the stories, if I can find the thingy mabobber, would that be religion
Mhm.
or okay. Religion. We will be doing that. Ooh. Not good.
Yeah. Fortunately, not from a village of vampire hunters, it would seem.
Yep.
Like everyone's still walking, but Girk is still wondering. Like, okay, porterhouses don't work. Do like T-bone? Or, like he's trying like every kind of
Ugh.
cut of meat because no one's answering him. He's really distraught. Guys.
What about pork
Maybe rump
chops?
roast would work.
Pork chops, tuna, does it have to be a land creature? Does it have to be land meat?
Mm.
Yeah.
What about the other white meat? Like,
I'm sure Rain goes into intricate detail of no, it's a wooden stake, a stick with a sharp.
Yeah.
gotcha. So maybe Girk picks up a piece of wood. Maybe tries to like make himself a steak just in case he might
Yeah.
need it.
It would be easy enough. All right.
Girk feels
Just
hurt.
just a personal question. Could
Hmm?
I use the end of my scythe as a stake, or would that be pushing my luck?
If you'd like, you
Ooh.
could take a few moments to sharpen the wooden end into the point. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I think I think I'd like to try that at the very least.
You are also all given a vial of holy water.
Oh yay.
Great.
It has a range of 20 feet. It is a simple weapon. When you throw it, wherever it lands, it does 1d6 good damage and 1 splash good damage. It only affects fiends, undead, and creatures, so it's not going to hurt friends or innocents.
Cool. Love that
Awesome.
for us.
Alrighty then. Now, we kind of glossed over it, but is there any stealth that is happening, or is it just a mad dash?
I don't think it should be a mad dash. I think there should be some kind of stealthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should try and like keep the appearance of we took care of that guy.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we'll just
Or is he tagging along with us?
He is coming with you, yes.
Okay. We should probably not. Yeah, we definitely killed him. Who's that next to you? His twin brother.
He puts up a cloak and is just trying to blend in behind you. But stealth checks in Pathfinder are always secret. You have no idea what you roll. So, before everyone makes your stealth check, at the bottom right, you'll see that dice box. At the top of it, it says public roll. Change that to blind GM roll, please. And then make a stealth check.
I don't know if I like
Rude.
that part.
So,
I don't even get to know what I rolled.
No, we
Nope.
don't get to know.
so for some reason, my armor check penalty is like completely crossed out, but I think I should have one because I'm wearing plate.
You're strong enough that it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, cool. Didn't know.
I can
I would
tell
like
you
to imagine Gert just like grabbing his plate, making sure that it doesn't make noise.
that one of you rolled a 2. One of you rolled a 2.
Ooh.
Christ.
Not it.
Not it.
Natural 20s?
Nose goes.
Well, the three of you making your way towards the manor pass by any number of guests, of people of this town who are dressed up in their absolute best finery, walking up this road towards the estate. Vera and Tabriel, the two of you
Uh-oh.
do get a few odd looks. You can see that they're starting to whisper a
wave
little
to the
bit.
people. I wave to them and be as happy looking as I can.
I do the same.
Rain, you are in your element here. You are an agent of chaos, an agent of distraction. You have a natural 20. How would you like to get the party to the house?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Why did it have to be me? I don't know. I don't know
Uh,
how to make decisions like this.
I can offer a suggestion if you'd like.
Yeah, go for it.
You have plenty of magics of tossing voices, of creating illusions.
Yeah.
You are more than capable of drawing off sounds of like, hey, look at me! Just right off the path, little illusions of creatures that draw people's attention as the four of you would get up to the house unaccosted.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, but I forgot where was that.
I mean, your own natural fey magics are...
Mhm.
You have, like, create ghost sound, you have minor illusion, you have all that
Whoa.
good stuff.
I want to do. Kind of want to do a minor illusion that scares people and that they just like run in all kinds of directions. What is something scary?
Something,
Vampire.
something
But
tiny and
half of these
scary.
people are. But I'm pretty sure half of these people are vampires.
Right.
I guess like maybe growling wolves. Like, can I do an illusion of like wolves that are trying to like look like they're about to attack and pounce?
Giant steak.
There you go. Cause
You have, like, very minor, very basic images that you could conjure. Nothing quite up to, like, an animal attack.
okay, well then,
But still more than enough to draw people's attention away from your party that isn't maybe quite blending in as well as they had hoped.
Doing our best.
And that's
your
all that
best
matters.
isn't the great.
It's not very good, no.
I'll just do like the ghost, like the ghost sounds, like just noise, like sounds of whispering or whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't know
Beautiful.
what it's called for me to look at.
Well, as you all make your way up to the manor, finally stepping into the estate, you see that there's more people here, more partygoers, townsfolk dressed in absolute their most vibrant fineries that they have probably ever been adorned in, as well as equally beautifully dressed servants just walking around with, plates of drinks, bringing them to guests. Of course, you are all offered drinks. It looks like wine glasses full of a very, very well-aged red wine.
Mm. No
I
thanks.
will politely decline.
Yep.
I need to not drink just to keep my senses right.
She's goody two shoes. She don't drink.
Well, no, it's not just being a goody two. Anyway,
Poor Vera.
They're double fists.
Oh no.
Down one, down the other. I mean, it's a really good wine.
Us doing shots of red wine. Yes.
Definitely not gonna have a wine headache in the morning.
Kirk's used to it.
If it's even wine.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
where my
major
head
reason
is.
why she's like,
Yeah.
Bum, bum,
That's
bum.
where my mind's at.
I was told that I drank wine.
It's a very good wine.
is it though?
I mean, would
It's
you like
definitely blood.
to take a sip and find out?
No.
There's some Resident Evil vibes going on here. They're definitely mixing blood with the wine.
The sound of the band kicks in as you all step in. Is there anything that you would all like to do? As the crowd seems to be filing into the main auditorium.
I would like to try and identify who might be with the vampire lord. Just trying to make sure, like, casing everyone who comes in and seeing who's who and like who's actually human and not.
Make a perception check.
Okay, perception check. Perception. Oh, there it is. Or is it?
It's not in your skills, it's actually on the front page.
You're right. There it is. Perception. Oh, so close.
Yet so
It
far.
was like 18. Nah.
Typically,
Okay.
at least
13.
rules as written, perception is another skill that is rolled blind. That you would have
Mhm.
no idea what you roll.
Ooh.
But I like to do it out in the open because then it gives you more opportunities to kind of be in character. That's just me. Well, the people around you, they seem excited to be here. You can overhear chatter of, what do you think this performance is going to be? A surprise from the Christian? I've never heard of such a thing, and we get to be here. Oh, we're so lucky.
Do
Yes,
these
the
people
floor
seem
is made out
human?
of floor.
Do these people what?
Do these people seem like maybe not human but mortal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're
Is
probably
there something I can roll to like suss that out?
Yeah, I would give you a perception check, a medicine check.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah. I think hold on, I'm just going. Okay, yeah, perception's my higher one. Um yeah, I've got like my glass of water and just trying to mingle and like talk to folks around and just be like, "Oh my god, like yeah, it's so exciting." Um uh Amber publicly rolled some dice.
Sure did. I will make
Maybe.
that. I will reveal that to
Or
everyone.
privately.
A 31.
31! Holy
Ooh.
Yeah.
dang.
Yes, these are just people.
Okay. Yes, oh my god, this is so exciting. I mean, what an absolute treat and delight, I needed to like, I was hired to like write an opinion piece about this anyway for like one of my jobs. So like this is going to be so great to just witness.
Oh, you would get pulled into a conversation of other performances that Christian has done, and like, unless you actually excuse yourself, they will talk your ear off the entire way into the amphitheater. The rest of you
Yeah.
that aren't being accosted by adoring fans, you would feel a tug on your cloaks, on your your sleeves, whatever he can reach, as Serio just whispers to you, "All right, Don't rush anything. You need to wait for the show to start. When people are distracted, then we can get in and make sure that we actually get him. Otherwise, he could run.
Great.
All right, Scissor, we will follow your lead.
Assuming that's Vera, you make your way back to the party. The four of you would be ushered in. You would all take your seats in the massive amphitheater. The rows.
Is there any equivalent to a front row seat, or would they
Oh,
all be
absolutely.
taken?
Probably fight you for it.
I'm
yeah.
kind of tempted to go take a front row seat to this wonderful performance that I'm sure will go absolutely spectacularly.
Of course.
Well, in fact, I will move you over and let you choose your seats.
Oh no.
Is it odd to anyone that we are carrying weapons inside of this theater place?
No,
We
no.
are?
Second Amendment.
I mean, unless you have it out and like ready to go. No.
Yeah. I,
Second Amendment rights, man.
Not gonna be there.
It is a massive map, so feel free to
Oh.
Ooh,
make your
Okay.
seats.
too far.
So the right to bear arms. What is the fascination with grizzlies and
like-
polar bears?
So could I be like a queen up here?
Not me.
Climbing the curtain.
No, I am not. I am not levitating exorcist style above the theater. As cool as that would be.
I feel like we're like picking our death sentence right now.
What?
Like where we sit
I shall
totally
meet it
matters. I'm gonna sit
Sure.
closer to the back.
Girk has
And
poor
monitor.
eyesight, so he likes to be close to see what actually happens.
Gotcha.
I think also like maybe like the middle. Oh, or incorrect. I probably get held up talking to folks.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
like up here on the mezzanine probably is where I end up finding a seat.
All right.
Before we go any further, can I just I want to have Tabriel just kind of like look around and make sure he knows where everyone else is.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
for like personal reference. Okay.
Well, as you all take your seats, the murmur of conversation slowly starts to die down as the lights are dimmed. The beautiful melody that's been playing you all the way in fades away and is replaced by this low chanting, rhythmic,
Uh-oh.
beautiful.
Fuck.
An individual steps out into the center of the stage. A beautiful gentleman adorned in fine black attire, absolutely just emanating this call to adore him, this feeling of having everything washed away. As he does, everything goes silent. I think we have a little bit of static. Victor, I think you have a little fuzz going on near your mic.
My bad.
No worries.
That might be my computer trying to take off. I will switch back to it's not a cool room that I'm in. So
No
I will
worries.
switch back to push to talk. So
Thank you so much. As the figure steps out, the spotlight clicks to life, illuminating just that part of the stage. He raises his hands. Immediately, this entire amphitheater just erupts into cheers and applause and cries for notice me and I love you. He lets that run for about a minute before lowering his hands back down. It is with the utmost joy that I present my play to you tonight. But I do so with a heavy heart. I am deeply saddened that I must present it alone. The disappearance of my star, my other half. But she would have wanted the play to go on. Such a bright young lady. Know that we will always miss you, lovely. And the second spotlight comes to life on another part of the curtain. And throwing it open with the flare, a beautiful red-haired woman marches out, joining him in the center of the stage. The two of them look at each other in this overly dramatic fashion, him feigning surprise. The crowd is aghast. They don't understand. This is the missing woman, but she's here. Everyone is in shock. She looks out at this crowd. Please. I could not let you do something as beautiful as this performance alone. I heard that you were going to do it by yourself, full of heartbreak. And I simply could not let that be. I have returned to you. With that, the crowd cheers as they embrace in an overly dramatic hug. All of this clearly staged. With a smile, Cordelia holds a hand up. Please, glance above. Beautiful architecture. You all see, you've been watching this beautiful display of manipulation, of acting, and then everyone's attention is brought up. You all see those two figures up above the stage, the two golden dragons. As I showed in stream, they said dragons. There's suddenly this feeling of comfort, of welcoming, of longing that starts to wash over you. Stereo, to your side, starts to say something, but his voice seems so muffled. Everything seems so muffled except staring at these beautiful idols. Would you all make a will save, please?
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck me, dude. Okay, hold on. Well, okay.
Oh,
Y'all's dice are in my way. Uh-oh. I did it privately.
Yes.
I got you. I'll reveal it. A 23, a 32, a 27, and an 18. All of you managed to snap your eyes away, close them, shake off the effect, as you see all of the citizens of this town just enraptured by those statues, staring, mouths just slightly agape, unblinking. When this individual on the stage, this cannot remember, this Christian Thurnos, for some reason I can't remember his last name, now looks towards each of you, one after the other. Smiles, Cordelia smiling beside him. If it isn't the adventurers who thought that they could change things, that thought that they could do some bit of good, and yet only came to die. Come. Let's have a performance to die for, shall we? I'm gonna roll us up some initiative.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm good. Also, roll
Yes.
initiative. Yes.
Get
Also, I'm not quite sure how to move around the map. Right now, I'm focused on Cordelia. How do I change that?
If you click and hold, right click and hold, you can move the map around. You can also scroll
So
out.
I can.
Well, let's throw
Okay,
on some
thank you.
battle music then, shall we?
Hey, any reason why I would not be able to click the roll initiative button? Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Because I didn't add you all to the initiative tracker yet.
There. All right.
It's
Ooh.
perception for.
Yep, unless you feel
Initiative,
like
correct?
there was another skill that you were using prior to this. Which,
Nope.
oddly
I'm good with
enough,
perception.
since you were all staring, I think perception is very apt.
Dang it, Mama at the top. I hate going first. Somebody,
You-
please.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
In
Oh.
I
Pathfinder,
guess you
you
could
can delay.
roll a hero. You could use a hero point to fucking try to get a lower initiative.
You can delay your turn and go after anyone else's turn.
Okay.
Music? Oh, it's so quiet. Alright. Roll for Christian. Roll for Cordelia.
Oh, thank goodness. At least I get to go first.
Oh no.
Christian being at the top of initiative. What is the range of you?
We good?
Who's
Far
what?
enough, hopefully?
Severa, you good?
Oh, sorry. I have my own battle music on, so I'm just vibing.
Oh, that might be a tad loud. I apologize.
Oh, no. Like I muted Foundry.
I see how it is. Well,
I've been on a mountain goats kick again for the first time in 2 years. I need to
his first
bring it
action
back.
is going to be to step forward to the edge of the stage. Look towards, you should be within range. I just measured this. Yeah, plenty. Gabriel,
Uh-oh.
he just gestures towards you with one hand. Join me. And we'll see that you get to live forever. You will exist for an eternity. Will you make a will saving throw? And live from the apocalypse
I certainly will.
with the heckin' raid. Thank you
Will!
so much. Y'all are
Very
amazing.
nice, very nice, very nice.
Hi, Will. I love you.
Or people would watch me fail my will. Talk. Ooh.
17. You do have 2 hero points.
Do it. Don't
Do. I think I shall use one.
Go for it. Reroll it.
Roll. Okay.
Hey.
There we go. That's
There
better.
you go.
Much
Oh
better.
yeah.
That
There it
is
is.
a success. As the words enter your mind and start clouding everything, start twisting your actions, your memories, it tries to make you think that he is your friend. Not only your friend, but something to defend, something to fight for, to kill the invaders. But you are not enthralled. Though you are stunned 1, as it takes you a little bit to wrestle that control back. And stunned just means that next turn you're going to have 1 less action.
I would just like to say, as kind of a quippy thing, I'm I'm having a moment here. um,
Is that what your
Unfo-
character says?
no, no. Unfortunately, I wasn't trained much in the theater, so I will not be joining you tonight.
All right. Well, that is his turn done. Rain, you are up.
Okay, what kind of trouble can I get into?
So much trouble.
um. I don't know. These are like legit vampires now, right?
These are legit vampires.
Mm-hmm. Real ass vampires.
Oh no, I don't like it. You know what? I'm gonna hold my action. I don't know what to do quite yet.
So you can just delay your turn.
Okay.
Vera, you are up.
Okay, great. So, oh god, I'm so far back. Why did I do this? I was expecting I was expecting somebody to come in from like the lobby and do
Right.
that kind of thing, which is why I did that. Okay, so one. Oh, all right, I can't zoom in. All right, all right. So I'm moving here, 30 feet. Or maybe not there. Wow, why did I do that? Okay, I'm moving here so that I can be closer to my party. Okay, what the hell can I do from this distance? Okay. um, oh. Oh, within 30 feet. Damn, okay, I was looking at Bon mot, but which was the worst French pronunciation I've ever done in my entire life. I have here, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna do wow, what is wrong with me? I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm just like panicking about the distance. I'm gonna do inspire courage again, specifically focusing on yeah, hold on. Oh, inspire courage doesn't have a distance. Oh, it's 60 foot.
60 foot, yeah.
I'm gonna inspire courage from here.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and be like, all right, it's time to put on a beautiful show. I know we can do it. Let's go. And yeah, and so everyone's gonna have a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects. And then
There's one action to
think
move,
that's-
one action to cast.
and are we gonna? I guess. Action to move. Okay, but 60 feet. No, that's. I could do bullhorn. But no. Okay, I think I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Rain, would you like to insert your turn here, or are you still gonna hold?
I think I'm gonna hold at least one more time.
All right. Girk. Unfortunately, while the others will manage to break their gaze away from those dragons, you found them beautiful. They are
I
in.
thought you said I succeeded.
I didn't say that.
Okay,
Would you like to have spent a hero point on that?
I would have. Yeah.
Please do.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, let's go.
Initially, your
Yes.
attention is just enthralled. But what is it that breaks you out of it?
I have a sudden urge to stand up and then I start pointing at them, and I'm like, guys, these are the vampires!
No shit.
I'm really proud of you for identifying them.
That's what I realized. I just wanted to help
that brain blast.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Girk, you are up.
Alright. So, I want to do something, and I want you to tell me if I can do this.
Hit me.
I want to do a long jump
Mhm.
to the stage.
Mhm.
So, it says I can do a stride and then do a long jump.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would that work, or do you want me to stride then high jump to the stage? What would
Long
be like...
jump is perfectly fine.
All right. Where would you say like stride to here basically, and then long jump next to him?
Yep. It does
Okay.
require an athletics check, however.
Absolutely.
The DC is equal to the distance,
Yes.
which you're looking at a DC 20.
Oh, he's gonna like fall halfway through.
All right. I am an expert at athletics.
I'm an
Oh, there we
expert.
go.
Get on my level?
Not my first time.
24. No problem. You leap
Now, here's the cool
across.
thing. I am actually an mighty athletic, because I have the ancestry feat, mighty athletic might. So that's actually a critical success.
Oh. Does long jump do anything with a critical success?
So it says you move up across, specifically down the incline for 5 feet, plus 5 feet per 20 feet of your land speed. I guess it doesn't really do anything much.
Critical success, not so much. But you
Oh,
land.
bragging rights? That's so cool.
The vampire
Superhero
takes an
pose.
elbow to the face.
He's slightly jealous of your flair for a moment.
And then I'm going to demoralize him using intimidating glare.
Please do.
Good.
Intimidation.
28. Yes. You landed so beautifully and then just glare at him. He is frightened 1.
And
Oh yeah.
I have terrifying resistance. So if you succeed in demoralizing that word, because I can't say that word, a creature for the next 24 hours, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus for saving throws against that creature's spells.
Cool.
Very nice. All right. Well, you are in the fray, my friend. And we are down to Cordelia. It's not going to pass up the opportunity for a free meal.
Mommy, no.
I do have deny advantage though.
Ooh.
That is creatures of lower than your level, I believe.
Creatures of my level or lower.
Your level or lower. That is great, because she is your level or lower. Well, fine. But she's still going to try to claw you.
Absolutely.
Ooh, you know what? No. Yes. Think about the order of operations here. It's a 25 to hit. You can't see that, but I will reveal it. There you go. A 25 to hit.
That does hit.
So you take 10 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
And because she hit, she is going to latch onto you, just dig the claws into your back, which means that you are grabbed by her. Unfortunately, she does not have a third action to drink your blood. So sad.
Don't. Man.
Rain, would you like to take your turn now, or would you like to just move to the bottom?
I'm just gonna go on and move 3.
Okay.
I'll just move. Like. That's more than. Is that more than 3? Is that considered more than 3? No, it's not. Right? Okay.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
All right. Oh, so that was one action. You just wanted to move a little bit closer.
Yeah. Crap. I
Still
thought that
two
was
actions
gonna
left.
Yeah, action economy in Pathfinder is so different if you're not used to it.
be. Yeah. Would fire do anything? I don't.
It could.
But it might get Gurk.
I think Gert can take it.
Uh, he could take a fireball.
$1 million question. Fireball your own allies.
Okay, no.
Crap. I
no.
don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till my
Okay.
next. I'm sorry.
Not at all.
I just don't know.
Gabriel, you are stunned 1, which means that you only have 2 actions this turn, but then the stun goes away.
Yes. I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. Up there, and then I'm going to use the holy water that was given to me
Mm.
and chuck it at those ticks.
So if you...
What?
That's not the. I know what you said, but that's not the word I heard.
That's yeah.
No, ticks.
Ticks.
Like the blood-sucking
Blood-sucking.
parasites.
Okay.
T-I-C-K.
Okay.
No.
So,
You like cut out a little there.
it has a 5-foot
Sorry.
splash, where it does 1 damage, and whoever your target is, it does 1d6 damage.
Yes.
So, if you hit Gurk, you could hit both of them with 1 damage, or...
Ooh, that's...
But Gurk won't take anything because he's not undead.
Yeah,
That we-
because he's...
That we know of.
Oh,
He you never know. He might just be a skeleton.
So where would you like to target?
he has something to tell us.
He is very humorous.
Wah, wah.
But,
Okay. I don't think I will target Gurk. I think I will target Mr. Big Man right here, Christian.
Yeah. So you can go into your
Okay.
proficiencies, scroll all the way down, and click Simple, Martial, and Polearms. You are a master in it, so it's the plus 11.
To the... Which one was it?
So on
Simple
your
and...
proficiencies tab, scroll all the way down. It's the one that says
Yep.
Simple, Martial, and Polearms.
Okay. And then... Am I rolling that?
Mhm.
Okay.
A potion is considered a simple weapon.
Awesome. Why won't you let me roll it? Let me try reloading.
I can also click it for you. No, it also won't let me click that. Why not? Weird. Just roll with your sight. It's the same bonus.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. Roll with the scythe. Nope, that's the wrong one.
If you go up to that like tab when you click your token, that thing on the top left under strikes.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
No worries.
Okay. And then do I take anything off of the roll, or
Just roll it. Oh, I guess we'll take off the +1 because it's not a striking holy water.
okay? Take off +1.
It's all
And
good.
then
We can
roll.
just subtract 1 from whatever this roll is.
Oh, it was so close to a nat 20.
It's very
Sag.
close. Unfortunately, is going to duck under it. The bottle goes over his head, crashes behind him, and just splatters holy water against the stage.
Darn.
All right.
It's the
That
worst.
is everything for me, so yeah.
We're back to the top of round 2 with Christian, who you do not deny the advantage of.
Nope.
And let's go for a nice claw. You are flat-footed to this. Oof. So your AC is reduced by 2, but I still think that misses.
Yep.
Do it again.
You basically need a 4. Well, now 9.
Oh,
So that 5 would have hit.
my guy.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He's shaking in his boots.
Hell yeah.
That was a natural 20, and it just hit onto the 8. Nope. All 3 claw swipes against you. They're just glancing off your armor. They're superficial cuts. No impact.
Gert just
Nothing
looks at
personal,
Christian and
kid.
goes, "Fucking guy."
Vera.
Yeah, absolutely. So, definitely gonna do that fun thing where I move third. Actually, is it possible to like yeet myself over the chairs?
If you'd like to make an acrobatics check.
No, I would not because I'm terrible at that. All right, so I'm gonna move 20 feet this way, and then 10 feet this way, and oh, hold on, wait. Let me look my other actions. Is there a way to like? Oh, stride. Hold on. I guess can I take like the stride action and move up to my speed again?
You can take it 3 times if you want.
Okay, I'm really far away. And also still learning Pathfinder. Okay, great. I'm gonna do that. And good. And all of my spells are 2 actions. So guess what? I'm gonna use 30 feet of speed again.
Guys, I'm coming.
Um,
I'm just...
I'm
I'll be right there.
Listen.
I got caught in the back.
An intern has to know how to just book it to one side of the office to the other. And that's exactly what she's doing in this turn, is just to get closer to be able to be like,
Perfect.
so, yeah.
Girk.
Gert did not enjoy the scratch.
Mm-mm.
And will rage.
Ooh.
Rage.
Because he does that. Gert things, you know. And he
WWGD.
What would Girk do?
What would Gert do exactly? And he's gonna try to break free.
Acrobatics, athletics, or an unarmed attack.
I'm trying to see what's higher.
Which I love the fact that they added an unarmed attack to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his athletics is the same as his attack. So, I'll just do athletics to try to break free.
You get a DC 25. And that is a 24.
Sag.
You still have 1 hero point left.
I'm gonna reroll.
There you go.
Let's go.
Rip her grasp away. But I think that's all 3 actions. Oh no, that was a reroll. You didn't do it twice.
That's a
Yep.
reroll. That
Two.
was 2.
1 left.
He's just gonna draw his weapon, cause he didn't draw it yet,
Perfect.
and that's my turn.
Cordelia's not about to let that fly. Like, oh. But you don't want to embrace me? I'm sure you'll change your mind soon. And she's going to, again, wall you.
Mommy?
Oh.
Hey, yo. Pull up.
23.
That will hit.
Should have made the profile Lady D from Resident Evil.
For 16 points of slashing damage. Max damage.
He's gonna reduce that with his temp, but that's
It
still-
should auto reduce. It should auto take temp HP. Well, now her second action is going
Wait,
to be.
how do you take? Oh fuck! I always forget to take damage. There we go. Never mind.
Her second action is going to be to grab because her last attack was a successful strike with a claw. And now, third action is going to be to drink blood.
Great.
This is against your Fortitude DC. So a 25. What is your DC? It's 10 plus your Fortitude bonus.
I'm gonna make you re-roll that hoop.
How dare you, Detective Diaz?
Hell yeah.
23.
Still, that hits like on the dot, so that didn't do anything. All right,
It was a valiant effort. I applaud it. The fangs retract out or extend out a good 2 inches from her mouth, and she just whips them into your neck, and you can feel the life just starting to get sucked out of you. You are drained 1, which means that your max HP is reduced by 1 times your level, so 5. And she's going to gain some nice temp HP. Because that's fair.
Wait, would that be a permanent reduction?
No. Once you're healed to
Okay.
full, it goes away. Yeah, and she's good there. You have been blooded. Tabriel.
Okay, so what I'm about to suggest here is either really stupid or really smart. Can I use one of the chairs in the orchestra's pit to aid in a climb up the wall?
I would say so. I would give you a bonus to your climb up for that.
Okay. And Tabriel will... I can move the mouse, that'd be great. There we go. He will move... Oh, wrong one. Over here. And then using the chair that is right underneath him, try and hop up over to the wall.
Make an athletics check. With a
I
fairly
do
low
so
DC.
gladly.
Drum the harp as you run by.
Vampires go. My only weakness.
19, plenty.
Okay. So I'm now on top of the stage, correct?
Yep.
Very edge bit. Okay. And is that 2 actions?
No, that was just 1.
Okay. So in that case, I will move 1 more up here, and will take a swing at Cordelia.
Go for it. She is flanked, so she is flat-footed.
Excellent.
33 is almost a crit. By 1,
Oh.
it is just a regular hit.
Okay. Yeah. So I will roll the damage.
Still 18
Alright,
points
that's
of
respectable.
damage.
And then I would like to move her since I have the whatchamacallit with the scythe. I'd like to
That's
move her
a critical
away. Is that on a
hit.
crit?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
No worries.
So do I still have one action left?
No, because it was 1 to get up there, 1 to move up to her, and then 1 to attack.
Right. Okay. Then that will be my turn.
All right, Rain.
Okay. So, how far can I move for one action?
15 feet.
Okay. All right. Waiting on if I need to do what Vera did.
Yeah.
I'm so far away. I think I'm going to have to do that. There's that. Okay.
Just your tiny
Move.
right legs just sprinting up behind Vera. All right, top of round 3, which is back to Christian, who sees that you are grabbed, sees the opportunity, and is also going to try to drink blood.
Yeah. Make attempts.
31.
Attempts were made.
So you are now drained 3, which means your max HP is reduced by 3 times your level. And Christian gets a nice boost. Let's look over towards Rain this time.
That's okay.
Holds a hand out towards you.
No, it's okay.
Join me.
You got 2 of
Love.
them up there with you.
To have a fey creature like yourself under my thrall. It will
I am
save,
pretty
please.
Cool. Will save. I am pretty cool. I won't lie.
Amber, stop being horny for vampires. Amber, stop being horny for vampires. I know they're fake.
31.
That is a success, so you are also only stunned 1 as you fight it off.
I think I'm good.
He sees that it doesn't take effect. Just lets out a little snarl, and the eyes trail towards the other party members who could possibly be persuaded to join. Speaking of, Vera.
Daddy.
Okay, sorry. No. If Edward Cullen propositioned me,
Amen.
yes.
Yes.
But
Hey yo. Hey yo.
what's that like fuckboy thing that they do? Like on but okay, anyway. Where's Darcy when we need her to make gifts? Anyway, it's like 5 a.m. where she is. Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna move 10 feet, and then I have this I convinced myself that there was going to be a lot more like document fuckery going on in this game, so I have. But what I would love to do is cast distracting chatter and use. I can't. Oh, that's why. Okay, we discussed this spell slot thing earlier. I would like to use distracting chatter. And bombard. Oh my god. Bombard. What is her name? Cordelia with auditory illusions. Just maybe the illusions are just her being horny. To be like, hey, mommy, 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 mommy.
Mommy, sorry.
And
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry.
exactly. You bombard a target with distracting auditory illusions, surrounding them with a tumultuous cacophony of overlapping speech, whispers, screams, and muttering. The target is flat-footed, takes a -2 status penalty to purely auditory perception checks. It must succeed a DC 5 flat check to auditory abilities or verbal spell components. Similarly, a creature, basically, it's a little bit like incapacitating, and to make her flat-footed, and
take away
to
her
reduce
verbal
her ability.
spell components.
Yeah,
How dare you?
yeah.
So that's actually a will save on her part.
Right. Yeah.
You rolled an attack roll, but that's okay.
Oh, it did it automatically. I clicked the thing and it rolled, and I was like, okay, well, fine.
At 1.
Shut up.
So she is
Get it,
flat-footed
girl.
and distracted for a minute.
The mommy sorries are really irritating.
Or
Power.
she just
Man,
locks
I
eyes with
truly am
Vera.
I'm a power bottom.
Locks
A
eyes
power
with Vera.
bottom.
And it's like, yeah. She's into it.
Hell yeah. Oh.
But I think that's your turn.
Yeah,
Watch
that's
out,
my whole
Vera.
turn. Yeah.
She can
Kirk.
turn you into a vampire.
Please.
You have a vampire on each side of your neck that is just draining blood.
That's hot.
Anytime
God,
guys
I wish that,
want to
God, I
help
wish that were me.
that would be great. So I have to ask you, Hoop, because my Retribution Axe is special. Whenever someone attacks me, and that's what I want to ask you, did that count as an attack?
It is not an
Christian did
attack.
to me? Okay. So, whenever a creature damages me with an attack, which I'm guessing
Cordelia has.
the last one was Cordelia,
Mhm.
the skull on my axe changes from a skull to the face of the person that last hit me. And I gain a +2 circumstance bonus to my next damage roll against that creature before the end of my next turn. So,
Yeah.
I'm a hit her.
Do
I'm
it.
a hit her.
Hit her up.
That's a miss.
You have a hero point left?
No, I don't.
Fortunately,
All right.
you try to bring the axe up, but her grip on you and his grip from behind you. I know it's hot, but you can't quite get in there with the axe. They're too strong.
Gurk does not find this hot. Gurk is bleeding. Gurk is hurt. Gurk just wants help and will attack
It's
again.
fantasy two girls, 1 cup.
Oh my gosh.
One orc.
I haven't thought of that in years. What the fuck?
You're welcome.
It's like losing the game.
Is it an action to drink a potion?
It is, yes.
Okay. He's gonna chance it and drink a healing potion.
You are going to provoke one attack of opportunity. Cordelia does not have one.
Okay. Do you want it? You do it first, right?
Yeah, because if it's a
Your attack.
crit, then he interrupts the action and you don't get to drink it.
Gotcha.
Nope. I thought that was a 1. No, that's a 7. Okay. So it is a hit, but it's not a crit, which means you do get to drink the potion.
Okay. Do you roll damage before I heal?
I don't think that you're low enough that this could kill you, but it is 16 points of damage.
Well, let's see if I heal anything.
Heal 2.
Cool. Wait. Because that's why I'm wondering if what goes first.
The damage goes
Because
first.
if that goes off, the damage goes off first.
Mhm.
Fuck. Okay, because that would have removed drained. Okay. Take. I'll just.
Sorry, I misspoke earlier. In order to remove drained, you have to rest for an hour and have full hit
okay.
points. Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't know why that did that, but never mind.
But you do heal 2 from where you were.
Yay. 62. Why does it keep doing? I don't know why it keeps that, but whatever. It's okay. Moving on.
Onto Cordelia, who is going to let go of Girk. Both of you will get an attack opportunity.
So actually, just before you do anything, I have a reaction.
Oh, yeah.
It's called No Escape,
Ooh.
and
Very
I get to stride up to my speed, following the foe and keeping it in reach throughout its movement until it stops moving, or I've moved my full speed.
Heck yeah.
So
So, Tabriel, you get an attack
Yes.
opportunity.
So, okay, awesome. I will take a swing. Hey, better, swing, better.
Yeah.
All right.
It's crit.
Hell yeah. Hell
Awesome.
yeah.
So does that mean how does that work? Do I move her 5 feet or
So, yeah,
no?
she would be here. You move her 5 feet, and then she would take her move.
Okay. So I would like to knock her into the pit and say, go find a new dance partner.
Listen, as someone that's fallen into an orchestra pit from the apron, that sucks.
She does momentarily lose her footing, but lands with this silent cat-like race and just glares up at you. But yeah, roll your
I will
damage.
return that glare.
Your critical damage. Because, no joke, this could one-shot her.
Yes. Critical.
Scythes are brutal weapons. 29 points of damage, not quite enough to take her out. But, as she drops below half health, she lands and just starts looking around. What? Why? Why am I bleeding? Where am I? What?
Oh no.
What's
She's
happening?
bleeding.
Who are you? And Tabriel, it's your turn, because she's going to spend the rest of her turn standing there, having no idea what's happening.
Okay. Hearing her say that, he will not go down after her. I will move round here to flank Christian. And then I will
He already used his attack of opportunity. Well, damn.
Okay. So I will make one strike against him.
You are flanked, so that's a 25, which is a hit.
Okay. Damage.
15 points of damage. Some of that is reduced because it is not a silver scythe.
It's fair. But I would like to make another attack, and because of exacting strike, let me put it on there. There we go.
So exacting
Because of
strike
exacting
makes it
strike.
so that if you miss a second attack, your third attack would only be to -5 penalty.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So I should
It's-
have made that first.
It has the press trait, which means it actually can't be your first attack.
Got you.
It's
Okay.
for turns when you want to attack 3 times in a row.
Gotcha. Okay. My bad.
It's a very confusing ability.
So I only have one more action left, so I will. I will take another strike
Go for it.
and just see if I can't tank the penalty.
It's only to -5.
Yes.
Isn't that his third attack?
Oh!
He moved, attacked once, and then a natural one.
That's a natty 1.
The first scythe blow just jams up
React.
into him. And you go to rip it out and try for another strike, and the hand just whips back, catches the haft of the scythe, looks at you and just winks.
I'll like that.
Over to Rain.
All right. So, with me being, what am I? Stunned?
You are stunned 1, which means you only have 2 actions.
Okay. I have not done any damage to anybody, and I'm about to just say F it and possibly hurt some people.
Didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball.
Yeah, I think
I'm full health. I'll live.
I think I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Do
on
it.
Christian. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Yep.
I think that's a reflex save from everybody over there.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So Girk and Tabriel, would you both make a reflex save, please? Oh, I roll so horribly. Tabriel, you take half, so you take 9 points of fire damage. Girk and Christian are both taking the full 17 points of fire damage.
Sorry.
I'll live.
Okay.
Or, sorry, 18
Girl,
points of fire
but
damage.
I'll live.
I can perform surgery if needed.
So 10 points of damage?
9.
9. Okay.
The bolt of magic just streaks into the stage, explodes, sends shards of charred wood up into the air. And when it clears, you see that part of Christian's, like, from the neck down the arm, down to the waist, has started to singe and burn away. He definitely he's a little hurt.
I was afraid fire wasn't gonna do anything.
But on his turn, his first action, going to side eye over towards you, Vera. And the two of you that are flanking him see his form just start to compress and then into mist.
Daddy?
Like a breeze that just darts in between your legs, landing there behind you. He rematerializes. I guess I need a new dance partner, then. I'll just hand it towards you, Vera. Would you make a will saving throw?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, you're Vera. My bad.
It's all good. We can all be horny for vampires. Ooh, that was so close to a nat one. Oh my god. That's a 25.
No, that's exactly a success. Unfortunate.
Fuck. Christ.
You can hear
Okay.
the disappointment.
You are.
I'm both like relieved and disappointed.
You're stunned one. And that is his turn done.
He's
So-
right where I need him, though.
We'll immediately remove the stunned, which means that you only have 2 actions this turn.
Okay. Oh, my turn
Mhm.
now? In this moment? Okay, great.
Right
Cool.
now.
Because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna I'm gonna use biting words and against my better judgment. Just be like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I don't believe that you could even dance with me anyway. Look at, you're a little club-footed, aren't
Oh.
you? And so that's gonna be
So, that spell does have the.
19 to hit.
That spell has the somatic component.
Yeah, well, that's the.
That means that he gets an attack of opportunity.
You, god damn it, Jesus.
No, Vera!
It's okay.
You're at full
I'll be
health.
his thorough.
I'll
Yeah.
perform surgery on you too. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not like
It's
you got a
fine.
fireball on you or something, right, guys?
Hey, y'all told me y'all be fine.
You said you'd be fine.
I
Yeah.
didn't say that.
Yeah.
You said that.
I said that. I don't know
Just
about
didn't
I
say
need you
that.
to know.
Wait, Coop, does a
It's,
19
I
hit
mean,
him?
you
Yes or
know.
no?
19 does not hit.
Okay, great. I just needed that resolved.
You finish the spell, and there's a rapier that just slashes up your vest, cutting into the fabric, into the flesh underneath, and now there's just a slow trickle of crimson down the front of you.
Usually I wait till the first date for this. Oh, wait, wrong character. Hold on, wrong character. Fuck.
Yo! Hey, yo!
That's Lenny. That's Lenny. Oh god. Okay. I don't think that this is appropriate for the scope of the job that we were assigned to do.
Just
Very
holds
unprofessional.
one finger up towards you, just.
As she blushes.
Anything else? All right. Girk, your prey has abandoned you.
Gert doesn't talk anymore. It's just guttural words. He's gone like full, rage mode. Can he just stride down, or do you need him to jump down?
You could absolutely just stride down.
Okay. So he's going to sudden charge. Actually, can you just walk there? That would be 15. Yeah, he just walks there. Doesn't need to charge.
Just rage
No,
walks.
he charges there. He just charges. No, he walks with a purpose, harumphing, guttural sounds all along. That's what he does. And he just like death stares the vampire and tries to hit him really hard.
Go for it. You definitely hit him really hard.
So damage. Oh, that was so close to being at 12.
16 points of damage. A little bit of that is reduced because it is not a silvered weapon.
Yeah. And 4 is cold if that matters for whatever reason. And second attack.
24, yeah. That's actually gonna just hit.
Okay.
25 more damage. Oof. Both of those axe attacks just bury into him. He is now reeling back, bleeding heavily. You can see that he's pretty damn hurt.
I know the feeling.
I think that's you done.
That is my turn.
Cordelia is just screaming and just huddles there against the stage. Gabriel.
This is gonna sound a little cruel, but I would like to make some kind of check against Cordelia to make sure she's not just faking it.
Make a
I
perception
just
check.
want to be sure here.
Yep.
Perception?
I mean,
Okay.
you can clearly see she still has vampire fangs.
Yeah. So I want to make sure here. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a
Man.
hero point.
You almost
Use a
had
hero
it.
point on that.
Yeah, please do. Wow.
Oh my god. The same roll. Great.
Yeah, she just holds a hand up to you, just help me. I don't know what's happening. Please.
Okay.
Oh,
In that
she's
case-
bleeding.
Tabriel will jump down. And I assume that's acrobatics.
No, it's not that far of a drop.
Oh, okay. And I will move over towards her. Is that 2 or 3?
It was one for the perception check and then one for the move.
Okay. In that case, since Tabby doesn't know whether or not he is going to give her. This is a horrible idea. He's going to give her a healing potion. I'm going to regret this. I know I am. But he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Yeah, roll the amount of healing.
Definitely confusing.
He doesn't know if he thinks she's not faking it. So
Sorry, I should ask before you roll that. Does
Yes.
Tabriel know much about the undead?
He does not. He is not especially no.
Okay.
He's just trying to do the best he can.
The potion definitely just she swallows it down, understanding what it is you're giving her, but it has no effect.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's undead. Potions don't heal.
Well, that's a potion wasted and a turn ended.
But it was a valiant turn, and I appreciate it. Christian, seeing his delivery order has arrived, and he's very hungry, it's going to take a claw strike at you there, Girk.
I think it skipped me.
Um,
I was like, after Tabby, and then it
Oh, it
moved
absolutely
me?
did. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. I was confused. That was weird.
Yeah, please. No, take your turn.
Okay. Um.
Another fireball.
No. Because then that would get me. I don't risk my life. Okay, so what's heightened +1? What does that mean?
So what spell are you looking at?
Burning hands.
Burning Hands. So heightened +1 means that for every spell level above the base level, it does an extra 2d6.
So can I do that in a higher level?
You would have to
Or-
prepare it in a higher level spot.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna do burning. Wait, no. What? Why does it say I already cast burning hands?
Oh, that might have been me when I made it pop up in chat.
Okay. Well, then I'll do burning hands. Well, let me redo that.
It's fine. It's already in the chat. It already cast. So you
Okay,
just
so I don't have to roll anything.
you put both of your hands over into Christian's general midsection chest area. And he needs to make a reflex save. Which I can't roll above a 5 for saves all night. So yeah, roll your 2d6 fire damage as you flamethrower him in the chest.
Don't roll above a 5, please.
Okay, so do
So
I do
Just click the damage button. Yep.
Okay. Just 6.
6 points of damage. He just full on engulfs him in flame, and the burn is actually up onto the cheek, singes part of the hair, and he is now full on, almost in this like bestial growl, just staring back at you.
Sorry, I'm so hot.
Anything else?
Let's see. I don't think. Oh wait. I still have my holy water. Can I like toss it at him or something? Like.
Yeah, make an attack roll. For you are trained in simple weapons, so it's a d20 plus 7. If you just want to roll a d20, we can add 7 to it.
Okay.
That's those dice pictures at the bottom. You can just click the d20 and click roll.
Okay.
15. You just reel back with the bottle, all your might just into his chest, and his hand just like lightning just lashes up, catches it, and just tosses it away. That brings us now back to Christian. And Gurk, you're off the hook.
Yay!
He's going to now go for Rain.
Ah, shit.
Promethean,
So damn hot.
thank you so much for the follow. I can love you and appreciate it. 25 is absolutely going to hit. For 9 points of slashing damage. And let's go ahead and drink some blood.
Is that whole damage?
Yeah, 9
Okay.
slashing.
Okay.
And this is against your Fortitude DC. At 27, I'm positive that's a success. What's your Fortitude bonus?
12.
So your DC is a 22, which that's absolutely success. So you are drained 2, and he's gonna heal.
Jealous Vera. Jealous Vera.
I don't experience those type of emotions.
Just reaches down, grabs the smaller pixie, and just sinks the fangs into her neck. Though the eyes are just matching yours, Vera. He does not break eye contact. And then just drops her.
I didn't consent to being involved in this.
Wait, he drops me?
Yeah, I'm just back to your feet. You're not prone or anything.
Oh.
And then he's just gonna try to rapier you again. I realized that was dangerously close to saying something very bad.
I was about to say that escalated very quickly.
But the 16 with the rapier is going to miss. I caught myself in time. Vera, after the rapier misses you, you are up. Vera?
Oh, sorry. Brain
Just lost
tired.
lost in his eyes.
No, it's just tired. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna you may be trying to sink your teeth into us, but really, is it that effective? And I'm gonna do biting words again.
Yeah.
I think you need to go to the dentist. Fuck, 17 doesn't hit. So never mind.
Gonna take another attack of opportunity against you.
It's fine.
He just does not like your... That's a natural 20.
It is.
He misses with that first rapier strike, and you try to come back, calling on the magic, and even as you start casting the spell, just jams the rapier out and physically manages to impale right under the rib cage.
Ow.
Oh, and Foundry has decided to,
Holy shit.
for 31 points of damage.
Dang, I'm not good. I'm struggling a little bit, friends.
Don't
But-
worry about you.
Yeah, we're okay. I'm still up.
I got
That's what I get for. That's what I get for being
a bully.
a little. Yeah.
All right. That brings us down. You still have an action left if you'd like to move.
Yeah, I would in fact like to do that. I would love to just shoot like right over here. And you know, because that's still gonna be within range of spells to cast for Cordelia and Christian. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
while I'm in front of you.
All right.
well,
Don't fireball me.
I don't have that spell.
Girk.
Gurk smash.
Do it.
Yeah.
Smash away.
Nice.
Yeah, 30 absolutely hits. 29 points of damage. With resistances, that's going to bring it to a 22. He is still standing.
But is he?
24 is just his AC.
Oh my goodness.
With the first strike nearly sending him off his feet, still reeling back, that devilish smile on his face. He just lets both of his arms fall to the side, stands up straight. And how would you like to finish him?
He's gonna split him in half.
Hamburger or hot dog?
Hamburger.
Got it.
He
Like it.
stands, the chest still absolutely just leaking blood. Reel back with the axe, and then one swipe across the midsection. You do, however, know that that is not enough to kill the vampire.
I will pull out my holy water that I haven't thrown yet and literally throw it on him because I'm guessing he's on the floor currently, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
both of him are on the floor.
And then I'll take out my stake. And just
Wait, no. You hear Cordillo's voice
order
behind you.
house and just stab him.
As the stake just plunges down, you hear Cordelia just let out this scream, while the body under you starts to turn to ash. Serio comes very tentatively forward towards Cordelia. Are you alright? Cordelia, talk to me. She is just sobbing.
Why is she bleeding? She's obviously not fully a vampire.
She got stabbed. Someone stabbed her.
Right, but like vampires, they don't bleed. Right? Like
They can bleed.
those. Oh. I thought like they turned ash or something. Whenever you.
Sarah just looks at all of you. Thank you. By now, all
What
of
do we
the
do about
townsfolk have
go on?
the trance that they've been in seems to be broken. And they're all very confused why they're here. But all kind of slowly start to make their way out of the room. No one pays you any mind or even really notices you. They just slowly leave.
So what do we do about Cordelia?
I can look after her. She's clearly still herself, but
She turns. What if she gets hungry and she attacks these people again?
we'll leave. We'll go on the road. We'll find a place where we can find a cure. Something. His eyes kind of narrow a little bit towards you. You're not thinking of killing her.
I just think we need to think about the precautions and safety of these villagers.
Look,
We don't know.
we'll leave. Alright? I'll get her somewhere safe.
What do y'all think?
I
I
think.
mean, if she was.
It's,
Go ahead.
it's not an easy decision, but I do think leaving is the best option for everyone.
then leave.
Again, thank you. I can't repay you for what you did. You just
Does that mean we don't get money?
I'm just sorry we couldn't do more to help.
you did more than anyone else could. Helps her up and helps her out the back door of the stage. And soon the four of you are left here alone. Is there anything you would all like to do as the sun starts to rise? Your job is apparently done.
Girk takes his axe and like swings it on his back and says, "I need a drink, and Rain is buying."
I'm buying. I didn't get paid for this. Like I was promised.
And he looks at you with straight murder in his eyes, remembering the fire you threw at him.
What
I'd say you have a debt.
What's everyone's HP?
I
20.
got down by 9.
Is anyone close to dying?
I think
I have 20 out of 51.
I used to have 95 HP. I'm at 44, and my max is now 77.
Maybe it would be best to do surgery on the person with the most HP, just in case.
Well,
I'll be fine. I just need a drink.
Well, if you would like, we could fast forward a little bit till you are back at the inn, or back to the inn for the very first time, the Nightwalker Inn. The owner, a drow by the name of Olus Nightwalker, greets you, offers you drinks, offers you a place to stay for as long as you need it. And that's not the music that I meant to play. That's what I wanted to play. The town seems to be not only the town streets and the buildings, but the people itself all have this fog that is lifting from them. Their minds seem more clear than they've been for years. The sun actually shines through, illuminating the beautiful stonework that you hadn't really noticed the first time. The people here seem to have a new life, thanks to you. And
Yay!
Rain,
did it.
if you would like to roll your medicine to do your risky surgery,
Mm-hmm. I forgot what to do. Hold
Girk
on.
is just drink after drink, doesn't even feel the needles.
Oh, that's not fun. How do I do that? Do I do treat wounds first and then, or no? I do the.
Just do
Medicine.
Oh, it's how I do 1d8 slashing damage and then do treat wounds.
Right, yes. Because it's a risky surgery, you actually cut away some of the wound first, dealing 7 damage, and then you roll your medicine.
Okay. Good thing my medicine's high.
Unfortunately, you deal the 7 damage, and you go to patch it back up, not quite hitting the DC 20, realizing that he is just now profusely bleeding
Use a
there.
hero point. Use a hero point.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Use a hero point.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Uh,
Hopefully you don't roll the same number.
Much
There
better. So roll 4d6 plus 20. Please.
4d6.
Plus 20.
Alright, so I'll do 20 first. Oh.
Is it actually plus 20? That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Risky surgery has its benefits.
Nice.
I have
Oh,
to 50
yeah.
first.
You did 1d20, so it's just 14 plus a flat 20. So it's 34 points of healing.
Wait, what?
It's just 4d6 plus a flat 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's 34 points of healing as you patch your good friend back up. Drinks are had between you, a meal, a room is yours at no cost.
Yay.
And
We
thanks
did
to
it.
you, the town is saved.
Yay.
That's where we're gonna bring this one shot to an end.
Yay.
Yay! We saved the town.
Y'all,
We did
We
it.
did it.
And we didn't
Save the
die.
town. Get the crown and Mr. Krabs.
considering that Stella, this is your very first experience with Pathfinder. Victor, I think you said you've played a few times before.
I've watched a few streams.
Your
I've
first
never
actual
played, actually.
game.
Yes.
Amber, I think this is like your second or third game.
Fourth Pathfinder in general, but third on Last Caravan, yeah.
Yeah, and you all did absolutely amazing. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
In case you want to play this adventure yourself, I cannot take credit for it. This is a 5th edition adventure written by Monkey DM on Patreon. I saw it, I love vampires, so I just converted it over to Pathfinder.
Awesome.
Nice.
They write a bunch of stuff, a lot of it vampire related. Weird. I highly recommend you go check them out. But that is more than enough out of me. I'll pass it back over to my lovely cast and crew that you see in front of you. Tell the people who you are, and if you're working on projects people can check out, where they can check those projects. I've spent all of my words, apparently. But we will start over again with Jeff.
I'm Jeff at the Beardo on Twitter and Instagram. Don't actually have projects. I just have fun with this big group of people, do one shots and have fun, and play video games with a lot of you guys. Yeah, this was awesome, and you guys did great for some of you doing your first time.
Heck
It's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Thank you.
All right, over to the individual here who I knew has more going on than probably the rest of us combined. Amber.
Me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I do. Sorry, my brain fully turned off. It's bedtime, and I got a flight in like
Oof.
17 hours. Okay, anyway. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Chamber on Twitter and Twitch. I'm a TTRPG writer, editor, streamer, podcaster, all of the above. With talents so versatile, you can call me the TTRPG Swiss Army knife. I am gonna be at Gen Con. Wow. So, I'm gonna be doing tarot, like one card tarot readings on the spot. If you find me on the floor, would love to give you like just a little vibe check for your day. But also I'm reading, I'm gonna be running Divination, which is a tarot-based TTRPG where you are group piloting a I don't know anymore. I'm tired. My brain is so shut off. Anyway, it's a tarot-based TTRPG. It's really, really cool. I've been playing it for 2 years, and seeing it go through the motions of development, and I cannot wait to see what people think of it. So, and then I'm starting up TTRPG Study Hall again, starting Tuesday, August 9th. So plugging that, but thank you Hoop for bringing me into this. Thank you for sharing this space. And yeah, the folks who are new to Pathfinder, congratulations. Now you're not new to Pathfinder. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Seriously. You're
Thank
welcome.
Are we
Ah,
going to see some of this tarot card tabletop RPG on the caravan?
if you want, we can
I-
definitely talk about it.
I want to talk about that.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
well,
That's interesting.
I know I'm talking to my friends over Altered Echo Archives about doing a divination like 4-shot or whatever as well. So we'll
Heck yeah.
see. I'll do it everywhere if people want me to do it. So yeah.
With that, we'll move over to Stella.
Hi, I'm Stella. You can find me on Twitter, Stella_Rose225. I am also a Twitch streamer, Stella_R0SE. I'm a variety streamer. I do crafts and gaming. But this is my first time finishing a one shot with the Lost Caravan. But my second one, I've done. We're just not done with the first one yet.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping to eventually maybe do a full campaign because I'm really enjoying this. But
We
yeah,
may
that's-
have some plans coming up in the near future. I'm just throwing that out there.
I love it. Like it's just I don't get to play D&D as often as I would like because friends that I play with is like about an hour away, and so we would only meet like once a month or so. But I enjoy actually getting to learn more about the game and actually put myself in a spot where I normally wouldn't be, like, talking to people and put myself out there, and it's kind of it's fun. So,
You were an
thank you
absolute
all for
amazing guest to have on the stream.
well, thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And then, of course, not last but not least, over to Victor.
Hi, like you said, I'm Victor. You can find me on Twitter at VictorFaust_VA. I had a great time. This was really fun, and I'm really looking forward to the Lancer Battlefleet game that I will be in this Friday as well. And I, for one, am very interested in this divination game, so I would love to be a part of that as well. Trying to think if there's anything else. Thank y'all for staying with us. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so if you have been around the channel for a while, you know that Sunday is Lancer Sunday. So, of course, I will be here to DM that. But we do have that Lancer Battlefleet game on Friday. So, support all these lovely people. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to roll some dice with us in the future, you can join our Discord. The link is down below. It's that big old button that says Discord. It's where we hang out, post all of our casting calls, our schedules, our cat pictures, our baby pictures, and where we just generally be giant nerds. Our good friends over at Insomnia Night RPG are live right now, so I'm going to throw a raid over to them. But before I do that, I do want to wish you all a goodbye, a good night, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.